No holes or gaps means no debris.
Keep your gutters clog-free for good and never have to clean them out again. Their transferable warranty guarantees it. Protect your home and put away the ladder. Get your free inspection and up to 30% off at leaffilter.com/clayandbuck. That's LEAF filter.com/clayandbuck.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
He has a new path. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in a filing in Pennsylvania says he's endorsing former President Trump, and he's filing to take himself off the ballots in at least some states while slamming his former party, the Democrats, accusing them of a sham primary and then disenfranchising voters by switching nominees.
While democracy may still be alive at the grassroots, it has become little more than a slogan for our political institutions, for our media, and for our government, and most sadly at all for me, for the Democratic Party.
Kennedy has accused the Democratic Party of sabotage. There have been legal challenges over his gaining ballot access in several states. That event with him is still going on. He has not officially said that he's dropping out. The Democratic National Committee out with a memo downplaying any Kennedy impact on the race.
And in this memo, they say about RFK, the little support that remains is soft, split across ideologies, and disproportionately among lower propensity voters with no meaningful base of support and sky-high negatives among Democrats. RFK Jr.'s threat to VP Harris was neutralized.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Chicago, where the Democrats' national convention wrapped up last night, and Kennedy has now said he is, in fact, suspending his campaign. This hour, former President Trump makes a campaign stop in Las Vegas. Later, he'll rally in Arizona. Reassignments in the Secret Service after the Trump assassination attempt, with 5 agents no longer allowed in the field, at least for now.
One of these people is the special agent in charge of the Pittsburgh field office for the Secret Service. Another person who's been placed on leave was part of President Trump's personal security detail. And in reality, there are likely more people that are either on leave or will soon be on leave.
Fox's David Spunt. Security failures at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania last month remain under investigation. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're looking for a firearm, I just love and recommend highly Henry Repeating Arms. They make 200 models of rifles, shotguns, revolvers, and a wide variety of calibers and finishes. Plus, they have new releases all throughout the year. The best way to learn about Henry Firearms is to get their free catalog and check it out online or at home. Plus, you're going to get 2 free decals and a list of dealers where you live and a great newsletter. Go to henryusa.com, click on their free catalog button. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Henry uses old-world craftsmanship combined with cutting-edge technology to deliver reliability and accuracy that everybody can trust. They're easy to use and maintain. It makes them an excellent choice for personal and property defense, for hunting, for shooting sports, and for beginners. All made in America, or they won't be made at all. Remember, to order their free catalog, get free decals, henryusa.com. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog and decals and a list of dealers where you are. You're going to love this company.
Now we're talking. That's better. Howdy, 303. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick for us in sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical magler at the controls, Flounder. How's it going? Here's the number. Let her rip Friday. Anything goes. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Yeah, baby. It's a beautiful, it's a little cooler. It's a nice, I mean, it's a beautiful August day, kind of phony fall. And Friday, I'm in love, baby. In fact, I'm going to go to the stable tonight. I'm not even going to go home. I just got a feeling of calmness as soon as I thought about going to the stable. And so tonight, instead of going home, I'm going to go to the stable and kiss those horses and say, Saturday!
Well, Kimmer, I have a surprise for you.
A surprise for me? No, what do you mean?
Right outside at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a parade.
What, a parade? What kind of parade?
Like a Braves. I'm not sure if it's the alumni parade.
Oh, really? Every once in a while they do that. Oh, cool.
So you may not get out of here till around 6:15, 6:30.
Oh, that's right. In fact, I usually go and watch them for a while and see if I recognize anybody or whatever. And in fact, this kind of fun. I noticed this today as I was coming in late this morning, actually to the Battery. I noticed more and more people are doing walking selfies. Is that? Have you noticed that? As you're going places, for some reason, where I've noticed people are walking along and doing selfies, like to show where they. I mean, I don't know. It's these freaking cell phones, man. I just, Anyway, Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon? Beautiful afternoon up there, sir.
I have decided that
Yes.
I like my women like I like my COVID.
Like you like your COVID, sir? Well, what do you mean? What?
19, breathtaking, and easily spread.
Yowie. All right, then.
Hey,
yeah.
You notice the T-shirt I got on today?
Kimmer Bike Ride Charity. Oh, is that from the Braves? Oh, the Braves Charity Ride. Oh, that was a great day. In fact, I rode my three-wheel chopper, custom chopper. Yeah. They made it Earl Small's Harley Davidson with Bobby Coxman in the lead of the parade around on the infield, around the dirt in track of the ballpark. Man, was that fun. I forgot about that.
What year? Do you remember?
Oh, God. 97 maybe?
2005.
2000. Oh, my. Was that? Oh, holy cow.
I blocked out the former radio station.
Yeah, I was newly single, as I recall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in fact, one of the funny things two things I remember about it, not since you brought it up, was one that it was a TV broadcast, and I've mentioned this before, and I forgot his name again. Used to be with the Yankees, and he became a manager, and he was with the Mets, and he was doing broadcasts on TV. I'll see his
Bobby
face.
Valentine?
No, a different one. Oh God! It's just going to kill me. I'll think of it later. But he was broadcasting as one of the color guys on the TV show, and he said, "Oh, that's the Kimmer leading the way there with Bobby Coxman." I thought that was kind of cool that he mentioned my name. So, I think
Keith Hernandez.
No, but it's that
Ron Darling.
No, but it was a former manager of the Mets, I believe, too, and
Not
he played for the
Torre.
Yankees. Yeah, no, not Joe Torre, but you're getting close. I was after him. Anyway, and the other thing was that he mentioned my name on TV. And the other thing was when we got done, we pulled into the kind of parade area inside, and Bobby Cox didn't know how to shut off the motorcycle. So he's going, I don't know what to do. And I said, whoa, don't do anything. Just, seriously, no, don't move, because if you let out the clutch, you're going to, I said, no, you're fine. And so I reached over and I hit the button and took care of it. But it was pretty funny that he said, I don't know what to do. I said, don't do anything. Oh, God, I almost had it. Oh, God, I almost had it. Neil Burnett. Oh, crap.
Jeez.
Buddy, Buzz Brooks. Oh, Lord.
Mets manager.
Yeah, this is going to kill me. This is going to freaking kill me. Played for the Yankees, I think, and he was a Mets manager, or maybe the Yankees manager.
Well, you're not narrowing it down.
I know. I'll try to figure it out. Anyway, and 307 Flounder. We have a show. I promise. We got a lot of politics stuff. You can hear a lot of sound bites. We got Neil Borts at 4 o'clock. Is that still okay, Flounder? Do we know officially?
I've texted him, waiting to hear back, but we should be all set for 4.
Okay,
hopefully.
or if he's, he could be driving around. So whenever he's available, if he's available, we'll have him on. So we'll keep you posted.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Buck Showalter.
Nope.
Terry Collins.
No.
Willie Randolph.
No, it was in like 10ten years ago.
Those are all the guys that were there 10 years ago.
Oh,
Mickey Callaway, Luis Rojas. That's it, going back to 2005.
Well, I honestly got him.
Art Howell.
No.
Dallas Green.
No, that's the Cubs and the Phillies. No. Oh, God, you're going to kill me when I think of it. You're going. Are you looking at Mets managers?
Mets manager. That's all the Mets managers. I've named them all.
Okay. Well, oh God. Well, it might have been. It was maybe a Yankees then. I'm thinking. I can see his face just as clear as day, and his name will not come out. Anyway, we'll move on because I'll think of it later. Sorry, folks. I know. I hate this. All right,
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Joe Girardi.
No, close though.
That's all there is.
Okay,
so
we're all done.
it.
I swear to God, tonight I'm going to call you at 3 o'clock because that's when it's going to come to me. I'm calling both you bastards. Flounder, weekend plans of happiness. I think you're going to Valdosta.
Going down to Valdosta to hang out with Veronica's sister.
Excellent. Okay, here's the number, 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Did you hear Robert Kennedy Jr. Making his announcement? He actually hasn't said yet, I don't think, whether he's endorsing Trump.
He has officially endorsed Trump.
He didn't? Okay, because we broke away when he still talked. Oh, let's go. You want to go live? Let's go live for a minute.
And other neocon military adventures.
Poor guy's voice.
President Trump says that he will reopen negotiations with President Putin and end the war overnight as soon as he becomes president. This alone would justify my support for his campaign. Last summer, it looked like no candidate was willing to negotiate a quick end to the Ukraine war, to tackle chronic disease epidemic, to protect free speech, our constitutional freedoms, to clean corporate influence out of our government, or to defy the neocons and their agenda of endless military adventurism. But now one of the two candidates has adopted these issues as his own, to the point where he has asked to enlist me in his administration. I'm speaking, of course, of Donald Trump. Less than 2 hours after President Trump narrowly escaped assassination, Callie Means called me on my cell phone. I was then in Las Vegas. Callie is arguably the leading advocate for food safety, for soil regeneration, and for ending the chronic disease epidemic that is destroying America's health and ruining our economy. Callie has exposed the insidious corruption at the FDA, the NIH, the HHS, and the USDA that has caused the epidemic. Callie had been working on and off for my campaign, advising me on those subjects since the beginning. And those subjects have been my primary focus for the last 20 years. I was delighted when Callie told me that day that he had also been advising President Trump. He told me President Trump was anxious to talk to me about chronic disease and other subjects and to explore avenues of cooperation. He asked if I would take a call from the president. President Trump telephoned me a few minutes later, and I met with him the following day. A few weeks later, I met again with President Trump and his family members and closest advisors in Florida. In a series of long, intense discussions, I was surprised to discover that we are aligned on many key issues. In those meetings, he suggested that we join forces as a unity party. We talked about Abraham Lincoln's team of rivals. That arrangement would allow us to disagree publicly and privately and fiercely, if need be, on issues over which we differ, while working together on the existential issues upon which we are in concordance.
Perfect.
I was a ferocious critic of many of the policies during his first administration, and there are still issues and approaches upon which we continue to have very serious differences. But we are aligned with each other on other key issues like ending the forever wars, ending the childhood disease epidemics, securing the border, protecting freedom of speech, unraveling the corporate capture of our regulatory agencies, getting the U.S. intelligence agencies out of the business of propagandizing and censoring and surveilling Americans and interfering with our elections. Following my first discussion with President Trump.
Oh, we can cut it right there. We're going to take a break. That was perfect. That was exactly what should happen. Getting together with the things you can agree on to work for the betterment of America in this country. And if you disagree, you disagree. You say so, have fun, boom, bam, pow. No big deal. You don't have to, cut the guy's freaking head off if you disagree about some policy, but working together to do the things that are best for everybody. Holy crap. I mean, isn't that exactly what it's supposed to be? And by the way, when we come back, we're going to talk about Governor Kemp. And, here we go. Maybe this is the ball game.
The momentum has changed.
Here we go. And I think their honeymoon is over. We got a lot on her speech last night and reaction, all that stuff. Coming up, 3:14, Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. Let her rip Friday, 404-741-1230. Join us, please. Look out. Here we go.
The latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Electrify your senses with user-friendly technology and earth-friendlier power. Meet the all-electric 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 sedan. Satisfying for both drivers and passengers with innovations that only Mercedes-Benz can deliver. Experience the all-electric 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 sedan today. Lease one for just $649 per month for 36 months with $67.93 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 3rd, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine. I'm here today with the owners of Diaz and Gaeta, and they have some breaking news for you.
That's right, Tara. We moved to a new location. I'm Giovanni Diaz, co-owner of Diaz and Gaeta. My partner Zachary Gaeta and I realized the need was growing more and more for legal representation, so we decided to grow too. Visit us at 2400 Herodian Way Southeast, Suite 275 in Smyrna, next to the Battery.
We are 13 years in practice with 6 attorneys on staff. We specialize in personal injury, immigration, criminal defense. We are a multilingual office and always offer free consultations. We are passionate about helping people. Consultations are scheduled with the law partners, and we maintain contact with our clients. We don't build walls between clients and attorneys.
Wow, guys. Sounds like a lot of exciting things are going on at Diaz and Gaeta. Reach out with confidence, knowing these amazing attorneys will be working on your case and walking you through the entire process. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Feeling the heat, Atlanta? Don't let it get you down. Stay cool with Carrier products from Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Their Carrier systems are designed to help keep you comfortable even during the hottest days. With advanced cooling technology, you'll enjoy a refreshing home no matter how high the temperature rises. And right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new Carrier system. That's right, up to $2,000 off to ensure you stay cool all summer long. Plus, their Carrier systems come with excellent warranties for added peace of mind. At Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they pride themselves on better service through knowledge. And right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new Carrier system. That's right, up to $2,000 off to ensure you stay cool all summer long. Turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com today.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
What's up, Atlanta? It's Ben Burnett, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show. Each and every weekend, right here on XTRA 106.3, we unpack all the week's events. We talk about all the issues with a local Atlanta-based flavor. You can catch me each and every weekend, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at noon. If you ever miss an episode, you can go to the podcast park or wherever you download all of your content, and I'll be right there. Thanks for listening to the Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Butler Snow.
The Morning Extra, Neil Borts, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Yeah, boy. Let It Rip Friday. How's it going? 318. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Everybody's breaking up somebody else's home.
It's Elvis. It's well, the other Elvis. Different
their own. I get you down my dreams. You do the things you see. It's not that it's so much fun, but it's safer that way.
1980 Heat Wave Festival in Toronto with Talking Heads, Elvis Costello, the B-52s, the Pretenders, Rockpile, and the Rumor. Tickets in 1980, $30. Only 50,000 people showed up, and the festival lost over $1 million. Jeez. Talking Heads in 1980, Talking Heads, Elvis Costello, B-52s, Pretenders. You'd have thought that well, maybe not. I thought, what do I know? I don't know nothing about rock and roll music. Hold on. Phone calls take priority. 404-741-1230. Lori, happy Let It Rip Friday. Baby, how's it going? You're on the radio. What's up?
Happy Friday, guys.
Thanks, sweetie.
Pete,
yeah.
I want to throw this at you about baseball. You brought up Buck Showalter. I don't know how much you know about him.
Yeah.
But he is from my little hometown in Century, Florida. His dad was my middle school principal. His mom was a nurse at our little hospital in Century. His sister and I played softball together. And when we...
You there? Did we lose her? No. Lori, did we lose her? Oh, crap. We right in the middle of the story. Played softball with her sister. Now, wait a minute. Crap.
Damn Yankees.
Oh, sorry, sweetie. Call us back. I don't know what happened. Flounder's running around. It's not your fault, obviously. The phone.
No, I was talking to somebody else, so I may have disconnected her.
Okay.
So call back, Lori. It was my fault.
I said, well, we need to get you a little side thing in there, a little somebody to help you out there. That's all. You got too many things to do in that. It's a big room, and he has to run around in there. He has to go from one to the front. He has to go to the thing. And
here we go.
Did we get Lori back?
Lori, is that you?
Yeah, what happened?
I hung up on you.
It was my fault, Lori. We accidentally hit a thing with a thing. So you were talking about something with softball. Yes, ma'am.
You really didn't like Buck, huh?
No. It was totally a horrible thing.
I was just saying, his sister and I played softball together. His dad was my middle school principal. His mom was a nurse there. Little small town.
Yeah.
One red light.
Now,
and when we shut our high school down, he came back, and we did a big celebration. He came, and, we called him Nat. Matt Showalter was what we called him.
Matt?
Just a great family.
Matt, M-A-T-T?
No, Matt.
Matt?
So, Nat is in Nancy.
Nat.
Like N-A-T, Nat Showalter.
Oh, Matt.
Okay. That's what we knew him as. But
excellent.
We're very proud of him. And if any of us from Century went to one of his games, we just sent the word up who we were. He'd let us in. He'd come get us and put us up. And my brother went twice. He went in high school. I mean, he's just a great family, a great guy. Just wanted to brag on him a little bit.
Well, I don't. Now, when he was younger, did you have? Would anybody say they had any idea that this would be his future? Did people say, "Oh my, I knew that was going to happen," or "I can't believe it," or what did you think about him as he was growing up, about whatever happened?
Well, I was the baby out of 9, so I was the youngest, and Melanie and I were I knew of him playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I never thought, well, he's, now my brothers may, but they brag on him, but I don't think so. I just think that he just stepped in it and went on. They were very they're just great people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, look, that's a great story, Lori, and thank you, and thank you for calling back too. We really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks, sweetie. Talk to you later. One of our Kimmer fans, 322. Bye, Lori.
And now we got Martin on the horn.
Martin, you're on the radio. Friday time, my friend. What's going on, sir?
Yo, Kim. So, what'd you think of Bobby Kennedy?
Well, like the Babylon Bee said, boy, I should have tried this years ago. RFK Jr.'s voice clears right up after a small sip of water. Poor bastard.
His voice is hard. Yeah, try something a little harder.
Oh man, I mean the poor guy, he can't help it. It's a medical disability. He can't help it. There's nothing they can do. You'd think he'd have some kind of voice box implant or something they could do. I don't know. Anyway, yes, sir.
The best he could get was in Japan. He went over there to get it fixed. It was actually worse.
Oh, mercy. Oh,
but amazing,
But great comments. His comments were perfect. I mean, perfect. It's what every Republican who doesn't like Donald Trump should be saying exactly the same thing. We may disagree on stuff, but our country's more important. It was perfect. It was perfect.
The Democrats, they've been hyping on the abortion, and they're talking like it's some kind of godsend to be doing it.
Yeah, I know. That's all they've got.
So what's funny is if a mother is injured and she's carrying a child in her womb, and the child is, let's just say, a few weeks, like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's and the child, and she winds up miscarrying. That can be considered a manslaughter charge or involuntary manslaughter. But it's okay if you abort them at 9 months.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. That's the only issue they have. And Donald Trump has made it very clear he will have nothing to do with any kind of national
they need to make that
anything.
Noise loud and clear. Yes. Let the states handle it.
Yeah.
I agree entirely.
Absolutely.
It's actually something that should be handled at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyhow.
Absolutely. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate it. And by the way, I avoid the topic of abortion because the fact of the matter is, if you believe in abortion because a woman got raped, then if the high school homecoming king took the homecoming queen out and they got drunk and he started having sex with her and she said no and pushed him away, but he had sex with her anyway and she got pregnant. Now the homecoming queen and the homecoming king, both of them with an IQ of 160, you're going to abort that baby? Okay, you say, well, it was rape. Okay, then if you believe in abortion for rape, then you believe in abortion. I mean, so how am I going to, I can't justify, I can say, well, you can't force a woman to have a baby that was somebody else made her have, you know what I mean? So I believe that can't be right. On the other hand, we just, geez, Pete, the other day we did a study where a guy says they can prove in the womb that a baby knows whether he's transgender or not. I mean, so, how the hell are you supposed to figure this out? I mean, it's all a bunch of crap. But still, you have to, if you believe in abortion for rape, then you believe in abortion. So if you don't believe in taking a life, then you can't take a life for rape either.
All right, well, okay, that's semantics here. What it boils down to is not even the European countries, as liberal as they are, will allow you to have an abortion after 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Even they say there's a cap on it. And I think, shouldn't we use common sense on this? If something has a freaking heartbeat, it's alive.
Yeah, if it's beating, yeah. And again, they want, the problem with, I brought it up because their issue is so horrible that they want to have abortions at 9 months.
Yeah, demand.
I mean, my God, it's just so phony. And the only way to get out of it is leave it to the states and leave it the hell alone. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Okay. Donald Trump. I think our lead story, what's that? What's the matter?
He's talking now. Do you want to go to him?
Oh, let's go to Donald Trump live in
a caddy,
Nevada.
Barber, mover, driver of any kind, or anyone else. You rely on a lot of tip income, hopefully a lot. But when I win in November, hopefully we're going to win. We're going to turn our country around. We're going to make America great again. We are going to let you keep 100% of your tip income and not be harassed. And just so you understand, the other side, Kamala, have you ever heard of her, Kamala? Nobody ever heard of her before. She lost in the first round. She was the first one out. And it's a weird thing. He got 14 million votes, and he's sitting on a beach angry as hell. And she got no votes, and she's running. So you explained that to me. But the United States is home to an estimated 5.5 million workers whose livelihoods depend on tip income. And they work with their hands and their talent, their sweat and their skill. And they are really skilled people, and they're great people. They're people that have been with me always, and I'm with them. I'm doing them a big favor. Nobody ever heard of this concept before, and it's something that makes a lot of sense. As soon as I heard it, I said, let's do it. And then they copied us a couple of months later, but I don't think anybody's buying it. That's like last night, the speech. She made 26 different things that were lies. She lied.
We're going to talk about it, too.
Because a lot of people lie. They'll do anything to get elected, but she lied about, she's increasing taxes, I'm decreasing taxes, and she put it the other way around. Perhaps she misspoke. Perhaps. Nearly 2/3 of the workers are women, and an estimated 700,000 single mothers nationwide rely on tip income to support their children. These are some of the best and hardest working people in America. And when I'm president, you are the ones I will be fighting for, and I'll be fighting for you very hard every single day. Kamala Harris is now pretending to endorse my policy. She's got a lot of other policies. She's a copycat. She's a flip-flopper. You know what a flip? She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. She went from communism to capitalism in about 2 weeks. But in fact, Kamala cast the tie-breaking vote to hire 87,000 new IRS agents to go after your tip income. They're going after it in a lot of ways, so I don't know what they're doing now. This has happened with a lot of industries. When we come out with something, they immediately fold. But you know that after the election, if something horrible happened, which is always a possibility, especially the way they cheat. But if something horrible happened, you know that you'd go right back and you'd never see anything about no tax on tips. You know that. Under Kamala and Crooked Joe Biden, where is he? Where's Joe? What happened to Joe? He's on a beach someplace. He's angry. The IRS has imposed costly and burdensome new reporting requirements on restaurant and other employers, and these employers are great people. They're great people. They really work hard. Like Javier, they work very hard and they do an incredible job. And this is going to make their life a little bit easier because, frankly, for them it's a lot better, too, when they have happy employees that are making a little more money and just do a better job. People like Javier are very happy. He was happy to hear about this. Every restaurant
Should we take our break here and we'll come back, see if he's talking?
But they're trying to squeeze
talking quite a bit on tips on
out
tax.
of this tip income government.
Sure. Let's do that. It's 3:30. Kevin P. and Flounder, Donald Trump in Las Vegas. Or not, I don't know if he's in Vegas. He's in Nevada. And we'll come back 404-741-1230. Kevin P. and Flounder and more with the president, too. Look out.
Left-wing media is pushing counterfeit polls and bogus headlines, all while ignoring the stories that matter most. Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the real truth without the media spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, The Kimmer Show, Jesse Kelly, and the voices you need most are all on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months right here on XTRA 106.3.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elderare Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonEldercareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Oh, boy. 344. Gimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Anything goes. 404-741-1230 with David Bowie. 1980. Number one, Britain. Ashes to Ashes. His second British number one. Taken from the Scary Monsters and Super Creeps album. The song continued the story of Major Tom from his space oddity. The video for Ashes to Ashes was one of the most iconic of the 1980s and cost about $300,000 at the time, the most expensive music video ever made.
It's a great video.
1980. I can't say as I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever watched MTV. I don't think I've ever watched. That can't be true. I must have. I'm sure I've tuned in MTV for a couple of minutes or something, but I don't think I've ever really. I'll bet I haven't watched more than a total of maybe 3 minutes of MTV in my life.
I'm telling you, when it came on, was it 81 that it came on? And we were out of high school, but we were college age. And I'm telling you, everybody watched MTV.
Yeah. I was like a generation too old, like a half a generation too old to get into it. But it was and that little, who's that little brunette chick who was such a little hottie, little teeny one? Is she still Martha
Susanna
somebody?
Hoffs?
Martha's somebody. Martha Quinn.
Martha Quinn, she was hot. And so was the other girl, the blonde, curly hair. I liked
they had
her.
A couple of naughty little ones over in the thing there, and it was freak with a French and Marshkafala.
That's where Kennedy got her start.
That's right, too. Yeah. Our birthday list, we'll go back here. Donald Trump, I think, has stopped talking. We'll go back to we'll check him out. Birthday list includes Scott Kahn, Caan Kahn, as in James Kahn's son. Scott Kahn is 48. Dano on Hawaii 5-0. James Kahn's son, know him as Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13. Actually, he and his little buddy were pretty funny in those Ocean's movies, I have to say. He was in Varsity Blues and the pro wrestling-themed classic Ready to Rumble. Scott Kahn is 48 years old today. And our history list includes, we mentioned, was it yesterday or the day before, about the Beatle breakup. Well, on this day in 1962, John Lennon and Cynthia got married in a secret ceremony in Liverpool. Cynthia was pregnant with Julian at the time. They got divorced in 1968 after she caught him making the Beast of Two Backs with Yoko Ono. And that's, God, oh, Lord.
Heavy emphasis on beast.
Oh, I'll never forget the picture of the two of them standing there with a name. Oh, I may not have to eat later. 337.
And that was just 5 years after.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, Shea Stadium.
Yikey, boom, boom. 337, 404-741-1230. Donald Trump has stopped speaking, so we'll go on with our actual program. I have a story here, and I'm going to tell you part of it, the good news part only, because I'm just going to do good news things that are good news for the country instead of dwelling in all these hate things. These freaking Democrats are the most nasty, hate-filled, slanderous public speakers we've ever had in this country. This has never been like this before. Donald Trump and Governor Brian Kemp are going to work together. Donald Trump last night and again this morning said, "Thank you, Brian Kemp of Georgia, for all your help and support in Georgia, where a win is so important to the success of our party and, most importantly, our country." And Donald Trump posted that on Truth Social. He's also been on X. He says, "I look forward to working with you and your team and all my friends in Georgia to help make America great again." Then the story, it's the right thing to do, because if you're a real journalist, you do both sides and you do perspective, stuff like that. But then the story goes, the comments came after Trump's repeatedly slamming the popular government. And I'm going, no, I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to do that, because they will say and do anything to make sure that the ends are justified. So I'm not going to bring up the old stuff. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not important. What's all important is starting right this freaking minute. And Donald Trump says it's important to know Governor Kemp has not endorsed anybody in the primary, but he says he will support the ticket in November. Quote, "We got to win. We got to win from the top of the ticket on down." This is Governor Kemp speaking. "I've been saying consistently for a long time, we cannot afford another 4 years of Joe Biden and Carmela side piece." I might have added a word in there. "And I think, Carmela and Tim Walz would be even worse." So he told me in a private conversation, I think it was. "So we need to send Donald Trump back to the White House. We need to make the Senate again and retake that. We need to hold the House. We need to hold our legislative majorities that we have in the great state of Georgia. And it takes hard work, and that's what we've been doing." So we're hoping that's the end of the ball game of the feud, and off we go. And again, please, it's with the country. This is not a personality thing. This is, do you really want 4 years of these people? And by the way, I have a whole bunch of notes in it. We're going to hear a soundbite here, number 4 here in a second there, Flounder. And again, Neil Borts joining us. I think 4 o'clock. Is that still, do we know for sure or are we not sure?
It's still pending because I haven't heard from him.
Okay, well, when we get him, we'll get him. We'll just keep you posted. We'll do a couple of soundbites here in a second. On this vice president, it's unbelievable. She keeps talking about a new path forward. Those words are meaningless. She talks about Trump being... and by the way, for the record, a couple of comments here. When she talks about Donald Trump being dangerous, she's talking about us. Yeah. Donald Trump is not going to take a machine gun by himself if he wins the presidency and hop in a freaking fighter jet, F-16A or something, or a Warthog or whatever, and start bombing people by himself as though Donald Trump is the danger to America. She's talking about us. The Democrats are talking about us. This is the way they feel about us, that if we win, we'll be killing people and putting people in jail. I mean, they're saying that about us. This is not an attack on Trump. In fact, let's play cut number 4 of Vice President Cleopatra here, Flounder, cut number 4.
Not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election.
The hell does that mean? Don't go away yet. We're going to play cut number 5 too, because I want to hear both of these together. Whether all she had to do was all she had was to attack Donald Trump. Number 5, if you would.
Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens.
Listen to her.
Consider the power he will have especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution.
No, it didn't. It's all lies. Everything she said is
just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails. And how he would use the immense powers of the presidency of the United States.
Everything she said there is a dirty, stinking, bombastic lie. He's gonna use the military to jail us. I mean, what's she talking about? My God, this is appalling. And Donald Trump, by the way, is going nuts when he's doing a play-by-play on Truth Social last night, and he said, "Is she talking about me?" When she talked about her running mate Tim Walz as a high school football coach. Trump says he was an assistant coach, not a coach. She's talking about how great San Francisco was before she destroyed it. Not a good deal. He took exception to her section about he intends to set free violent extremists who assaulted law enforcement officers, pardon convicted perpetrators, sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, fanned the flames when people are begging for help. Holy cow. Found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans. These prosecutions were all started by her and Biden against her opponent, me, said Trump. Again, this is the party of democracy that tried to keep their opponent in prison and keep him off the ballot, and then they tried to keep off the ballot the third guy who was running as the famous Democrat Kennedy family. They tried a coup against him too. This is unbelievable.
They have fixed their last three elections. 2016, Bernie was winning. All of a sudden, the super delegates showed up for Hillary. So
South Carolina.
They did that one.
Yeah.
In 2000, Bernie was winning again. And all of a sudden, Clyburn in South Carolina. And all of a sudden, Biden's here. And then this last one, nobody could run against Biden. They basically kicked RFK out of the party.
It was a coup. And remember, she hasn't gotten a vote. She's never gotten a single vote. So this is the party of to save our democracy. Dear Lord.
So Trump's line about Biden got 80 million votes and he's sitting on the beach angry.
Just an angry old man. He's got 80 million votes.
She got nothing. Zilch.
I mean,
nada.
Seriously, this is the biggest explosive scandal of hysterics I've ever heard of. I mean, it's so funny when you think about it. Biden's out there, basically dying. I mean, the man's got nothing left on the beach with everything, and they performed a coup to get rid of him, and they're stuck with a woman they were stuck with because he said we got to get a black chick.
Since Hitler burned the Reichstag and blamed the commies, we haven't had any fixing like this going on.
All right, one more quick soundbite here, Flounder, then we'll take a break. Number 2, this is unbelievable. Rachel Maddow. Just let me introduce here now.
Say no more.
Here now, ladies and gentlemen, is Rachel Maddow on the speech.
All right, you will remember where you were when you heard this speech tonight from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, really introducing herself to the nation, speaking as much to Republicans and independents as she was to the Democrats who were nominating her tonight, asking Americans to remember how great their country is and to fight for its values. You're going to remember where you were on this night. This is an inflection point in history. Our coverage continues after this. Stay with us here on
You're going to remember where you were?
I hope she had a bottle of Scope there she can wash her mouth out with.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Vice President, chicka-boom, boom, chicka-boom, boom. I mean, it's unbelievable. At 3:46, Kara, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Neil Borts at 4 o'clock. Well, sometime, whenever he's around, we'll get him back available here shortly. With 106.3, it could be any second. All right, here we go. Don't go away.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family and something that will last a long, long time. In other words, you're buying trust. For a limited time, you can celebrate amazing offers on the all-new Forester, Crosstrek, or Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event now through September 3rd. Plus, you can enjoy special financing on select new 2024 Outback models. And you'll love more than just your new Subaru. You'll love the dedicated staff at Subaru of Gwinnett with some of the best service specialists in the area and a team you know you can trust. You'll ride with peace of mind knowing that Subaru of Gwinnett has your back. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you'll find that Subaru model you've always dreamed about at a price that makes that dream come true. But you'll need to get in by September 3rd to take advantage. We'll make it easy. Just start with a test drive. And before you know it, you'll be in the Subaru you love. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. Then stop by on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. SubaruofGwinnett.com.
With the upcoming election, an assassination attempt on President Trump, wars overseas, inflation, and stock market volatility, these are uncertain times. Do you have a plan? Are you prepared today to have a worry-free tomorrow? If you haven't been to True Prep, now is the time. True Prep is locally owned and operated by Joey and Matthew, who are Georgia Tech graduates. Visit True Prep on Cobb Parkway in Marietta or visit online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey everybody, it's Neil Borts, an actual attorney spokesperson for Van Sant Law. Notice the heavy traffic out there? Yep, school's back in session. Things can happen. Sometimes people aren't that careful. Maybe an accident. But David Van Sant, he's there to help smooth the way for you if somebody you love gets hurt. Call Van Sant Law at 855-GA-INJURY. 855-GA-INJURY. First call after 9/11, Van Sant Law. 855-GA-INJURY.
Your voice, your vote. And this year it matters more than ever. So for the unbiased election coverage that affects your family and your community, trust the voices that matter when it matters the most. XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Let's see. Let's do. Oh, this is kind of cool. Barbara Eden. I Dream of Jeannie on TV. And remember, if you're of a certain age, you will recall that they had a big deal about her belly button. And whether or not she would be allowed to show her belly button. Again, this was back 50 years ago or whatever. And Barbara Eden is 93 years old.
And still looks nice.
She's a great-looking woman. I saw her. There was a picture of her popped up on my phone as her birthday. And also another oldie but a goodie. I thought this was a beautifully handsome woman, Vera Miles. Oh, yeah. Vera Miles is 94. Was she the one in Psycho? Wasn't she the sister in Psycho?
I think she was the older sister.
I think she was the sister
right.
in Psycho. A beautiful, handsome woman. She was a very, very big star. Vera Miles, 94 years old.
You've got to answer the question,
All right.
this question from the 1960s.
All right.
Barbara Eden or Elizabeth Montgomery? Do you want the genie or the witch?
I got to go Genie.
Me too.
Yeah, I got to go Genie.
I appreciate Elizabeth the older I get, but I'm
trust
telling
me.
you,
Yeah.
Barbara was...
Oh, we got it. Oh, is that my phone? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, the show
spam
started
risk.
at 3.
Okay.
Maybe turn the phone off.
I got stuff to do.
Well, you're a rookie.
I was hoping maybe somebody I was flirting with might try to get in contact with me. I don't know. I actually flirted with a really cute black chick at Publix yesterday. She had the most beautiful smile. She's probably 25, maybe 30. I doubt it. And she was working the thing where it's going on, and she's just a beautiful, beautiful smile on her. And we got to talking, and she said something about she was flattering me somehow, and I said, oh, you like older white guys, do you? And she said, well, they say that interracial relationships last a lot longer than the other kind. And for a split second, and I dropped it. I said, "You like fast cars?" No, I didn't pull that one, but I actually. So I went back to get today, and she smiled as soon as I walked in the door. She kind of waved and smiled like you wanted to come over and say hi to her. She had the prettiest smile, just a natural, genuine, happy smile. I was very touched. Anyway, so I told her that and everything. That's all. 3:53, and again, all my stories are all nonsense anyway. Oh, let's do cut number 1 here, Flounder. This is unbelievable. And we got Flounder's Funny coming up, too, I think, too. We got one ready to go here in a second, too. Let's do this. Jen Psaki. Holy cow. Jen Psaki's a former White House liar. Now a liar for MSNBC. And they were talking and gabbling and bickering about all the things that these ladies do. And she was talking about how she would compare Hillary Rodham P. Sticky Fart Cabbage with Vice President Cleopatra. Cut number 1, sir.
This magical, charismatic quality in person. So do a lot of politicians. People say that about Hillary Clinton. Also true.
Holy moly. Magical, charismatic quality in person like Hillary?
If you say it enough, somebody's going to believe it, I guess. Yeah.
They just keep saying this stuff.
Oh, my God.
I mean, seriously. And some of the reactions are like ours, saying, what are you talking about?
She's never been called charismatic. Smart, cunning, but never charismatic. Please.
Powerful. Charismatic. All right. And
conniving. Belligerent.
Apparently, a lot of the mainstream networks, when Kennedy was announcing his withdrawing his bid and going with Trump, a lot of the news networks cut away.
They did not take it.
They were taking it live, and then they cut away. Well,
as soon as he started talking about, there we go. It's not going to be as bad.
That's panic mode right there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as bad because we've caught them with the Department of Justice, and we haven't yet to see any kind of an announcement from the DOJ or FBI saying, well, there's something fishy going on with this election. We got to make sure we do. So, I haven't seen anything yet. So since they got caught the last time, I don't know.
A few weeks ago, what was it? The WHO announced a global emergency with monkeypox.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, no, it's now Mpox.
Mpox.
Yeah, sorry, monkeypox is too racist.
I think Pete Townsend should stick to music.
Anyway, 3:55. Flounder, let's do this. This is pretty funny. Last night, Greg Gutfeld, Fox was talking to Donald Trump, and then they cut away real quick because they had to go to a break or something. And Gutfeld said, "Hey, Donald, that wasn't me, man. I hope you're not mad at me. Here's my phone number. Call me." And sure enough, cut 7, Flounder. Donald Trump called Greg Gutfeld and he put the speakerphone live on TV last night. This is hysterical. Listen to this.
Hey, Donald, you have my number. Call me. I hope he's not mad at me. The media.
I think we got to pay you a lot more money.
Hey, Mr. President, I'm live now. Say hello to my audience. So don't say anything that'll get you in trouble.
All right. And check this out.
At this point, what difference does it make? We're doing well. We're leading in the polls.
All right, Mr. President.
8 points down.
Yeah.
And they said he has to get out, and they basically staged a coup.
Yeah.
And, let's all see how it happens, but I think we're doing very well.
All right.
We're going to do very well.
All right, Mr. P, I got to go.
How cool is that? You got my number, call me. So we did. I mean, just how cool is that? And the audience went nuts. I mean, I love this stuff. 357, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Neil, whenever Neil Borts is available, we usually...
he's ready. We'll be chatting with him at 403.
Oh, excellent. What we're looking for. Oh, God. But first, a little Flounder's funny here.
My son and I are failing math.
My son and I.
So hard. Now he's getting a C- in math. In private school, that's not good. That's failing math. So, of course, she brings me in for a parent-teacher meeting. Private school, that's what they do. They sit you down because they're concerned. Mr. Coy, please sit down. I don't want to startle you. I want to nip this in the bud. Just want you to know, Mr. Coy, that your son has a C- in math. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. What are we going to do to solve that, Mr. Coy? Well, you need to help me help him. I can do whatever I can over here at school, but when he gets home, you need to crack open that book and you need to start working on those questions with your son. Let's bring that grade back up. Let's do this as a team, Mr. Coy. Come on. And I was like, you know I'm a comedian, right? And I hired you to teach my son math. Uh-oh. What are we going to do to fix that? Sounds like you owe me money.
Yeah. Mr. Joe Coy there.
Joe Coy, very good. 359, Neil Borts coming up after our news check. And by the way, RFK Jr. did suspend his campaign. You heard him live for a little while ago. And he's also calling out the media and the Democrat National Committee and all the rest of them because this is not normal. Here's Kennedy is saying the disgrace that's going on now is not recognizable as the Democrat Party.
Don't you love that they always just suspend their campaign as if a couple of meteorites are going to hit the other two candidates and he's the only one standing?
He could be back. It's possible, I guess. It's over. It's over. It's not over till we say it's over. Anyway, coming up on 4 o'clock, and Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. And Neil Borts is next. Happy Friday on 106.3. Braves going. I got no problem.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Former President Trump says this is big on Lisa Brady, Fox News.
We just had a very nice endorsement from RFK Jr., Bobby.
Speaking at a campaign stop in Las Vegas just after Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his independent run for president. Kennedy says people can still vote for him in some states, but he's pulling his name off the ballot in states that could decide the election.
In about 10 battleground states where my presence would be a spoiler, I'm going to remove my name.
Kennedy also says he's suspending campaign activities with a sense of victory.
Not only did we do the impossible by collecting 1 million signatures, we changed the national political conversation forever.
He says after multiple meetings with Trump, he found they were aligned on key issues and that Vice President Harris declined to even speak with him. Kennedy, a former Democrat, accuses the Democratic Party of dismantling democracy in the name of saving it, criticizing the primary process and the switching of nominees and the legal challenges to his campaign's ballot access. A spokesperson for the Harris campaign just releasing a statement on Kennedy's suspension, saying their campaign is for any American who's tired of Trump and looking for a new way forward. House Speaker Mike Johnson calls this a first step toward accountability after word 5 Secret Service agents are on leave from field duty in the ongoing probe of security failures in the Trump assassination attempt. The Fed chair says rate cuts are coming with inflation and the job market cooling.
The direction of travel is clear, and the timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks.
Jerome Powell speaking at a conference in Wyoming today ahead of next month's Fed meeting. Stocks rally, the Dow up 462 points at the bell, the NASDAQ up 258. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, I'm a gun guy, Second Amendment guy, and I want to tell you about a family-owned company that I just love. It's Henry Repeating Arms. Now, they make more than 200 models of rifles, shotguns, revolvers right here in America. The quality's so good, they have a lifetime guarantee. The craftsmanship and smooth action, they are top-notch. I speak from experience. Every Henry I own, accurate right out of the box. They've all been reliable ever since. The best way to learn about Henry, get their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are and a great newsletter. Just go to henryusa.com. That's one word, henryusa.com. Click on the free catalog button. It's in the upper right-hand corner. And they even donate to our military and veterans and law enforcement and first responders, children's hospitals, families with sick kids. They do it all. And also Guns for Great Causes programs. Anyway, go to henryusa.com. Get your free catalog, free decals, and a list of dealers where you are. henryusa.com.
Yeah, here we go. 403. And it's only me, the Kimmer with Pete Davis, Flounder, and Neil Borts in Parts Unknown. Let It Rip Friday. Neil Borts, welcome aboard. How you doing, sir? And what's up?
Well, doing good. We're surrounded by thunderstorms, so Lord knows what's going to happen to our connection, you know.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, well, it's Florida. I assume you're still down in South Florida, and that's South Florida in the summertime.
We got a potential move-in date for our condo remodeling.
Outstanding. Sooner than hoped for, or what?
Yeah, November the 4th.
Oh, really? Day before? Oh, that's kind of cool.
God.
Celebrate. It's kind of cool. Day before.
Yeah, well, you know, we like Southwest Florida, Collier County, but I mean, you got to get a permit to build a birdhouse down here, and it's still going to take you 3 months to get the permit.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I would live to spend several years down there. My brother was down there for many years, retired too, PGA National. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it all had, part of it was that Surfside collapse.
Yep. Oh, God, remember that? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Man, that was a mess, too. Holy cow.
Could you imagine waking up as your 17-story condo or whatever it was collapses around you? By the way, you know why they suspend their campaigns, don't you?
Why is that?
Because if you're only suspending your campaign, legally, you can still accept contributions
keep the money
to defray expenses and keep the money. If you end your campaign, you can't take any more contributions.
I don't know do you know what the law is by chance on him being able to transfer any of his money that he has collected to Trump or anybody else?
Don't know. I'm not that smart. I got a new name. You love what's the name you have for Pelosi?
Nancy Botoxi is going to go to hell when she dies.
Yeah, I mean, you don't.
The porno queen.
It's not tiggle bitties, is it?
Them some ponderous boobies, I got to tell you that. When she starts walking fast, you better get the hell out of the way, baby.
Yeah, she needs one of those over-the-shoulder boulder holders. But anyway, every area of the world has its own abominable snowman.
Yes.
And anyway, Sasquatch, whatever. Down here, it's the skunk ape.
Oh, I've heard that phrase. Absolutely, I remember that.
Yeah, down in the Everglades. Yeah, they swear there's a skunk ape down there somewhere, and they even got a skunk ape museum not too far away from here. And
I've never been there. I'll be darned.
Oh, there's all sorts of. You know what's really fun down here is airboat rides, but you don't get one of the commercial airboat rides. That's not going to work for you. You know where they have this airboat that carries 15 people and goes on a well-tracked... No. You get deeper into the Everglades until you find some Indian with an airboat, and you get him tanked up. And then you...
A drunken Indian, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Talk about it.
Yeah. You get him tanked up, and then you let him take an airboat ride. He knows where the bodies are back there, and you'll have a hell of a time.
Absolutely.
So, stay tuned for even more travel hints.
Excellent. I once saw an American Indian, on an Indian chief motorcycle, and he had a banner on the back that said "Drunken Indian." I thought, oh man! I thought, holy cow, this guy's got a great sense of humor.
Well, now my favorite Indian story, and this was a woo-woo Indian, not one with the red dot on his forehead. But my favorite Indian story was I was flying a hot air balloon in Albuquerque during the fiesta, and I was alone. Nobody wanted to fly with me because I looked weird. So I ended up having to land on an Indian reservation, which is never a good thing.
No, probably unwanted.
But this Indian rides up on his horse, and he's just as friendly as he could possibly be. And so we start talking, and he says, I've already radioed the tribal headquarters, and they're going to let your chase crew onto the reservation. I said, great, thanks. He said, it'll take them about an hour to get out here. I said, oh, that's great, fine. And so we sat and talked, and he actually helped me pack up the balloon, and I was admiring his horse. You'll love this, Kim.
Yeah.
And so he said, well, you ride it?
We lost him. Oh, crap. Well, he warned us. Oh, crap. Well, don't go away now. Hold on. We'll just be patient. We'll just keep, hang here for a second.
Well, I guess 45 minutes.
No, I mean, Neil, we got you. We lost you.
I know.
I know. All right, sorry. Anyway, please pick up where you were. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everybody's happy.
Where the hell was
I? You were admiring his horse, and now you'll like this Kimmer.
He asked me if I liked to ride it, and I said sure. So I got on, took off.
Oh,
and
cool!
I had a radio on the saddle, and 45 minutes later, he said, your chase crew is almost here. So I went right. I just had the biggest time riding around that desert on that Indian's horse.
I'll bet.
He was I don't know what his name was, Thunder Thud, something like that. But by the way, you know who Chief Thunder Thud was.
Oh, for Howdy Doody?
That's right.
Clarabelle was it? And Howdy Doody, and of course, then we go back to oh God, we never missed those shows, man.
You got Flub-a-Dub. Don't forget Flub-a-Dub.
That's why I forgot about
and
Flub-a-Dub.
And Phineas T. Bluster.
Yeah, and Princess Summerfall Winter Spring, who lived in Alpharetta.
Yeah, lived up there in Alpharetta.
She used to listen to my show. They told me that's unbelievable.
Well, and now Phineas T. Bluster. That role was played by the current Senate Majority Leader, whatever his name is. And very few people know that the very first Clarabelle was Walter Cronkite.
Is that? I don't think I've ever heard that. Walter Cronkite was the first.
Well, it's just one of the reasons why you have me on the air every week.
You mean the actual TV show Clarabelle from the original network
Walter
show? Well, I'll be
Walter
damned.
Cronkite.
I have never heard that. Outstanding.
Do you remember Mr. Green Jeans?
Oh, absolutely. With in fact, the former Marine with Captain Kangaroo, and then they had the little train or something. Oh man, memories are kind of cloudy.
Train was Mr. Roberts.
That could be it. I don't remember.
Mr. Rogers.
Roger. Oh,
Mr. Rogers.
That's right. That's right. Too, with his sweater and his new shoes or something. Yeah. Oh my.
Listen, I'm just full of this kind of stuff. I really am.
Oh, that's fine with us.
A dancing bear.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you have a Harley?
I had many Harleys. In fact, I still have my chopper Harley. My Earl Smalls Harley built me a custom chopper 20 years ago. Was on the cover of Hot Bike magazine with a Jim's 130 horsepower Screaming Eagle motor, which died. So it's been sitting there in my garage for like 5 years. I sold my police motorcycle that I had souped up, but I sold it for $5,000, which means I got back almost 8% of my investment. So that was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, Harley Davidson went real woke there for a while.
They're changing now. They've got so much crap. The guy said we're going back, we're switching, we're getting rid of all the DEI stuff, and the Harley guys are saying, yeah, well, you say so. Let's wait and see. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. Harley it's just what they've done is just appalling. I mean, disgraceful.
Well, Kimmer, let's face it. Yeah. We are going to have a DEI president.
Yeah.
And I love it when they say she's not DEI, but Joe Biden clearly said, my vice presidential candidate will be a black female. He absolutely eliminated 95% of Americans from his pool from which to choose a vice president. Mm-hmm. Eliminated 95%. And
but you're a racist if you say so. If you say she's a DEI candidate, you're a racist. I mean, this is what this gaslighting has been from the very beginning. Remember, they hated her 6 months ago. They couldn't wait to get rid of her if they could find a way to get her the hell out of the ticket. And now all of a sudden she's Cleopatra. She's on a float. Yeah, my God.
That's a good.
Seriously, they're making a movie about. She's making a movie. That's what they're making a movie about how wonderful she will be for America.
Do you think Oprah's going to play Kamala?
Well, in fact, we're gonna play a soundbite of Oprah back when she loved Donald Trump, just to show her hypocrisy too. I was her first news guy I mentioned the other day in Chicago. When she first got to Chicago, she said, now Kim Peterson with the news, and I did her newscast every morning.
I think she's very talented, but she's also a hell of a hypocrite.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But did you see the Babylon Bee coverage of her speech?
A couple of things. One, Oprah surprises the DNC attendees with a free gift under each seat. Their own illegal immigrant. You get an undocumented invader. You get an undocumented...
And the left is so anxious to shut down Babylon Bee. They hate that.
Man. Oh, absolutely. We've mentioned him all the time. I'm a huge fan, and I give him guys credit as often as almost every day. I try to mention something about him.
Okay, I always try to be nice, Kimmer.
Yeah,
but
that's all right.
You had to play a cut of Jen Psaki saying that Hillary Clinton has a magic, likable personality.
She's charismatic. She's as charismatic. Yeah. They're both as charismatic as each other. Hillary and Vice President Chicka Boom Boom,
I don't know. No, wait a minute. Chicka Boom Boom is that fat chick that did the Jardiance commercial. I have type 2 diabetes and I handle it well. God help us. Anyway, I know. I asked Donna before I dialed into the show today. Yeah. Does she want to talk to you again today? She said, "Oh, hell no."
Oh my goodness.
Oh well, no, she didn't.
Goodness, I'm so sorry.
She said no. There's only room for one star in this family.
She's a great
anyway,
wife.
But I did tell you about Hillary and Donna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell the story for those who haven't heard it.
Well,
in fact, what's your part you couldn't? Isn't there a part you didn't tell? Maybe something. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It might have been that part. Might have been the part about.
I think
Donna
there was some
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I think there was another thing you wanted.
Oh my God!
Whatever. Here you go.
Well, I will tell you that it was all the Renaissance weekends at Hilton Head that Bill Clinton would attend.
Yeah.
And we got invited. I don't know how. I mean, because it was a very left-wing Democrat gathering. But we got invited. We participate. We were more than happy to go. And everybody has to participate in projects and this and that. So Donna was going to tell the meeting about her experiences with the Friendship Force, which was a citizen exchange program.
Yeah.
So she's making this presentation one evening, and I'd been specifically asked not to attend because it would intimidate her, I don't know, or embarrass her, one or the other. But anyway, she came back to the room, and I heard the door open, and then I saw a purse fly across the room and smash into the blinds. And she walks in, and I say, "How did it go, honey?" And she screamed out, "That bitch." And I said, "Who?" "Oh, the magic personality."
Yeah, the charismatic.
Yeah, the magic
queen
charismatic.
of love, yeah.
No, but by that bitch, she was referring to Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
And Donna is very respectful. She never would go into real detail about what happened, and she doesn't say bad things about people, except me, sometimes.
No.
But it was all from an encounter she had at that meeting with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Now, we didn't get the actual specifics of that.
No,
that's one of the well-kept secrets.
I never have, and I don't press
That's
her
fine.
on it.
No, she's your
because
she's the
the
boss.
bruises don't heal. Courage.
No, she's the queen. That's
At
good.
my age. But anyway, and then Hillary, God bless her, would lay out by the pool there on Hilton Head Island.
Oh, God. God.
That is something you do not want to see.
Yeah. They say Bill was a big fan of her big fat furry feet and everything when she used to wear those sandals and her little they used to actually, oh God. Yeah, used to love to kiss that big fat sweaty neck of hers. Man, that's some good loving right there.
Damn it, don't you? People are trying to feed their dogs.
Yeah, imagine when you start kissing her on the cheek and then her neck and then you work. That's.
Way back in that era, a lady that I really did admire and I got along with her real well, and that was Monica Kaufman.
Oh yeah,
but every once in a while I just play this little bit on the radio, because I told people she had a jogging track and a hot tub on the roof of the building. But
bless her heart. I used to tease her because she's just the sweetest person and nice. I mean, I don't really know her. I don't know her well or anything at all. But she's everybody loves her and she's the sweetest, nicest girl and all kind of stuff. But every once in a while, I would do a little thing where I'd pretend I was doing her newscast. Say, "Good evening. Here's the news. I'm Monica Kaufman. Tonight's top story." She wasn't really a real good reader sometimes.
I had this recording of some black dude saying, "Damn, lady, what you do to your hair?"
Boo got shot.
And I'd play that. How in the hell did I ever survive all those years?
Yeah. They were good for you.
I guess people just knew that deep down inside, I was just a terrific person.
I just told Mr. Softy.
Well, I am. I mean, there's no question about it.
Know that?
Oh, yeah. I'm just an old pussycat. That's all I am.
No question.
Yeah. I mean, all bite, no bark. I mean, wait a minute. The other way. The other way.
All bark and no bite.
So, Kimmer.
Yeah.
You heard my commentary for today, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, my new
change of laws
code.
and absolutely. Yeah, hey, you got. And I've always said if a cop has to chase a guy on the road, the cop ought to, when he finally gets him over, the cop ought to be able to hit him with his nightstick at least one time for every mile an hour over the limit he was going.
Listen, street justice.
Yeah, I like it.
But I had some things. I watch a lot of crime shows, and I watch these videos on the internet. Get out of the car. I don't want to get out of the car.
I don't have to.
I don't have to. Yeah, I wasn't driving. I was traveling. All this crap.
I don't have to show you my ID.
Yeah, I don't need a driver's license. This isn't all that kind of stuff. But I am just getting to be such a nasty person. I really want draconian, for instance, and I think this is a good idea. This crap about cruel and unusual punishment?
Yeah.
Once you have done something to somebody else, then by judicial notice, there's a legal term for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an attorney, you know. By judicial notice, whatever you did to that person cannot be deemed, in your case, to be cruel and unusual punishment. So that means if somebody does the same thing to you, fine. But what an idea that I came up with, and I'm claiming originality on this, and that's for shoplifters.
Yeah, I like this idea. Unless the guy's, a homeless bum or something. But this is a great idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Borts on shoplifting.
If you get caught shoplifting from Target or whatever, the punishment is that they go to the local shelter or whatever, Section 8 housing, I don't care, and you choose a pitiful person, and you take them to the shoplifter's house, and they get to go in and choose whatever they want and leave with it.
Or John Reed will bring in a basket or a cart or something, whatever they can put in there, and or if a hand truck if they want to take a couch,
Well, I mean, if you come running out of Target with a basket full of stuff you're stealing, then your Section 8, your poor person, gets to that basket, and they get to go into your house, and whatever they can get in that basket is theirs. I don't see a thing in the world wrong with that.
Well, unless the people who are shoplifters don't have anything, and they live in their a rusted out van or something down by the river.
Well, then you just wait until they got something.
Yeah, there you go. Either way, I totally agree that this is ridiculous. How many videos have we seen of people just walking out of stores with arms full of stuff and shopping carts full of stuff, put it in their car and drive away?
And if they do that, you ought to confiscate the car.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It was aiding and abetting in a crime. And what's this $900 limit on stuff in California? They don't even look at you if you take less than $900. People going with calculators, adding machine, personal things to see how much they're stealing. Jeez. Oh, do we lose him again? I think we lost him again.
So
there he is. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and what did you think about my idea? Everybody likes this idea: capital punishment, but you get to die like your victim died.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you kill a guy by shooting him while he's sleeping in the back of his head, then I don't know. It's the only equal punishment will be when you tell the guy maybe tonight, or stuff like that, and just make him suffer for a long time.
If you kill a guy in his sleep in the back of the head, what you do, you tell the convicted murderer, one night when you go to bed, you're going to be shot in the back of the head.
Right, we're not telling you when.
We're not going to tell you which night.
That would be the only way to make up for the easy killing,
You didn't tell your victim which night. So, say your prayers, buddy, time for bed. And how about mandatory 5 years for fleeing and eluding a policeman in a car?
Certainly, first of all, you take the car, unless, of course, it's not his.
Absolutely, you take the car, and you still have to make the car payments.
Yeah, I heard that, too. I thought that was pretty funny.
And you are not allowed to bankrupt against those car payments.
Yeah.
How about the police using deadly force on a fleeing felon?
Well, if he's fleeing and you shoot him in the back and kill him, it's just.
So what?
Well, I know, but again, you better be pretty damn sure that he's really guilty of what he did. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking that's a little, it's a little harsh if he got the wrong guy. Maybe he was, he got a ride with his buddy to the store or something, and then buddy's sitting there. I don't know.
Well, how about if he's got a previous conviction for a felony?
Well, again, I'm all in favor of cracking down. I'm not sure what any specific case might be, but I'm definitely on your corner here. In fact, did you hear Donald Trump talking about what he would suggest for the crimes for illegal invaders and aliens and rapists and the people who deal in child, what do you call it? Marketing of children. Marketing of children and stuff and so forth. Death penalty if you're selling children from illegal alien stuff, the death penalty. I mean, God, I love this stuff. It'll never happen. But it's
take them down over a fire ant hill.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Now,
abusive children. Yeah.
What are we going to do about stop and frisk? Sadly,
that worked for Giuliani. Worked for Giuliani.
It did, but back then it was a crime to carry a concealed weapon without a permit.
Yeah.
Is that a crime now?
Well, it is in New York. I don't think it is. It's not. Not in Georgia. You can carry a gun without a permit in your pocket.
I know.
Yeah, I have a permit, but just for the record. But
yeah.
Stop and frisk. Well, see, that's the thing. If you have concealed carry almost anywhere, then clearly the cops are going to be doing a lot of stopping and frisking, finding a lot of guns. But there's nothing. If they frisk you and find a gun, but you don't need a permit to carry it, then what's the point? Are they just figuring out what you're doing, or I don't know? I mean, it's.
Well, I just we got to do something. Every Yahoo, bro in town neighborhood, it is a mark of manhood. It is a mark of their maturation. Yeah. They aren't anybody. They aren't a pile of pudding until they've got their own gun. Yeah. They have to have their own gun. And if you go on the street and you're not carrying your own personal gun, then you ain't bear squat. And none of these kids have fathers at home to teach them anything different. Something's got to be done about this.
Yeah. I think they can only do it based on age. If a cop thinks the kid looks really young and he's got a bulge in his pocket and you want to stop and frisk him and check it out, I mean, that certainly seems reasonable to me. Well, but again, the leftists
will vaulter.
Yeah, yeah, but that'll never happen. The left, nobody will ever allow it. The liberal courts and the liberal legislatures and stuff. It's great to think about. I wish helping.
Remember
cut crime.
The premise is that I'm a benevolent dictator. If I say this is the way it is, this is, by God, the way it is.
And I totally agree, sir, right now. Just don't take my guns.
You've never told me your feelings on Israel wiping Hamas off the face of the earth.
I think they should eliminate him forever. I mean, isn't it true that Hamas, if Israel lays down their guns, the war is over because Hamas will kill them all. If Israel stops fighting, Hamas will kill every Jew on the planet. So therefore, this is what we would call a definite threat to your life. And since they started it back last October, the Jews ought to be able to finish it. I say wipe them all out. Oh, what about the innocent children? There are no innocent children. This is not war. This is terrorism. And if they're in the area and they're part of the family, then they're part of the process. What do you? My God, it seems like an easy solution to me.
Well, it's like stepping in dog squeeze, okay? And you're busy cleaning the dog squeeze off of your shoe, and somebody says, "That's enough. That's enough. You don't have to clean it all off." Yeah. The hell I don't.
They're not going to stop. Isn't this a forever thing? I mean, they made it very clear, and now they're talking about they still have it. Don't I understand it? They still have American hostages. Isn't this correct? They still have Americans being held hostage by Hamas. I mean, how is this even possible? Because they don't trust our administration, and this never would have happened under Trump. And here we go again. But still, let the Jews go, man. Who are we? By the way, who the hell are we to tell them what to do after they got attacked? If they had tried to tell us to not react after 9/11, I think we would have had a comment about that. I mean, geez, give me a break.
These college kids that just swallowed and digested all of this Russian propaganda on TikTok and other social media sites about how wonderful Hamas
poor
and the
Palestinians.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Poor, pitiful. Over there on the West Bank and in Israel where Palestinians were allowed to live, If they got hurt, they went to the hospital. If a Jew gets hurt in Gaza, did they take him to the hospital? No.
Yeah, it's clear. It's pretty cut and dry, pretty simple to me.
I cheer. Oh, and then the weird beard in charge of Hamas says, I'm not going to agree to a ceasefire until Israel promises they're not going to kill him.
They won't kill him, yeah. Don't make the deal. Anyway, I hear the music. Neil Borts.
Yeah, why didn't Hitler come up with that idea?
Listen, hugs and kisses to your sweet lady, and thanks again as always. Have a great weekend, and next week we'll do it all over again.
Great weekend in store.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it. It's a 431. 431. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Let her rip Friday.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsetc.com.
Here we go. Look out now. It's only me. It's only Kimmer. 432. Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. And Atlanta Safe House. And Jeff and Mark and the whole crew up there have some very exciting stuff to announce to you starting September 1st. They will cover, at Atlanta Safe House, will cover all the sales tax from any safe you buy for the rest of the year. Starting September 1st, for the rest of the year, they'll take care of the sales tax. And by the way, their summer specials are still in. I mean, you're going to save hundreds of dollars. Atlanta Safe House. And for the record, they have their showroom in Ackworth, as you probably know. And they love it when you stop in. Even if you're not in the market for a safe right now, you want to just take a quick look and grab a selfie or something and pass it along. They get a big kick out of that. Anyway, Atlanta Safe House. Now, these are the guys who only use off-duty police and firefighters and military folks because they can trust them to go into your house or your office or your business or whatever you're looking for where you want your safe delivered. Number one crew in Georgia for doing that, by the way. As they did for me when I had them, they bolted from the inside to my concrete floor in the basement and also in my garage. Big gun safes, all the top brands, American Security, Browning, Fort Knox. And again, it's not just a big empty safe like a bank or vault thing. They put any kind of shelving unit you want. They can do anything, like shelving stuff and nooks and crannies and the whole deal. And again, if you're not looking for a great big, floor safe or that kind of thing, they've got all kinds of models. If you look them up on the web, atlantasafehouse.com, you'll see. Check out those pistol safes too. And they can even build you a family storm shelter. They've got it all. Been doing this for decades and decades. Number one people in the whole business. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you go up, whether it's on the showroom on Industrial Boulevard or check them out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. There's nothing better than the scent of fresh cut grass enjoyed from the captain's chair of a Toro Titan zero-turn mower. It's true. In fact, visit Howard Brothers Power Equipment today and simply sit in the comfortable seat of your next Toro lawn mower. You'll be imagining the smells and dreaming about the possibilities of your property. A property that looks like a pro maintains it. Visit Howard Brothers today for your time-saving Toro zero-turn mower. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Toro and Howard Brothers.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911. Online at stopmyed.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elderare Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elderare Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at NelsonEldercareLaw.com.
MyPillow is bringing you their most requested offer on their premium MyPillows. For a limited time, a queen-size premium MyPillow is now only $19.98 with a promo code BECK. MyPillow has always listened to their audience, one of the reasons they've been so successful. MyPillow is made with a patented adjustable fill to accommodate individual sleeping needs no matter your sleep position. The pillow keeps your neck aligned while keeping its best shape all night long. Their goal is to give you the best sleep of your life. And you'll find the deals on some of their other most loved products. For instance, their 6-piece bath towel sets are only $25, or their brand new mattress topper for as low as $69.98. And the best sheets you've heard me rave about before are as low as $25. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square for huge discounts on MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow for $19.98. Remember, enter the promo code BECK. Call 800-966-3117 for these amazing limited time offers at MyPillow.com.
If you love listening to Extra all week, make sure you're here this weekend for even more great local shows from across the community. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, Back Your Blue, and so many more. Listen to them this weekend or anytime on the all-new Extra 106.3 app.
Look out now. It's only me. It's only Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder, 438, eh? Letter It Friday. 1970, Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground performed together for the last time at the New York club, Max's, Kansas City. Lou Reed worked as a typist for his father for the next 2 years at $40 a week in 1970. Holy smokes. Yeah, all right, there we go. Our birthday list includes Rick Springfield, 75, and I think I got this backwards. It says here, soap opera actor turned rock star with Jesse's Girl. Your grandparents knew him as Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital. For some reason, I always thought he was a singer who got on TV. But I guess he was an actor who had that hit song. He had a couple others, and now I hear him on Sirius XM. He does a show. He has a Rick Springfield show for a couple hours on whatever it is.
A show?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me here today. I'm not good. I'm not good.
You're Benjamin Button. You're going back to puberty.
I'm going. I wish. And on this day in history, 1942, United States Marines were taking a little revenge on the Japanese soldiers for their past offenses in the attack on Pearl Harbor. In the first battle, there were 92 Japanese soldiers. The Marines killed every last one of them. In the next battle, Jarheads found another 700 Japanese soldiers. And when all was said and done, well, they only killed 670 of them. They said, we'll let the other 30 become prisoners. So that was...
well, you always leave at least one alive to go back and tell the others.
Well, hell, that's what Blackjack, what's his name, Pershing did. When they lined up all the Muslims and it was the Philippines or whatever the hell they called them, and they showed them putting their bullets dipped in pork blood and putting them in the rifles and shooting everyone but one guy, and said, now you go tell your friends what you just saw. And guess what? They disappeared. That was pretty much the end of that campaign, as I recall. I mean, I think... Anyway, 440, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Let It Rip Friday. And our 4 o'clock hour sponsored by our friends at Atlanta Safe House. India Safe. If you don't know it, I've been telling you, man. AtlantaSafeHouse.com, and on the web, they're up there in Ackworth, and we'll take care of you. A bizarre story that we are quite concerned with and making a lot of comment on social media. Tim Walsh, the coward, the yellow-bellied chicken who deserted his unit when they were going to war, the phony war hero who never did shoot a gun or even carry a gun in combat or in war because he was never in it. He was in Italy. But he should be proud of his service for serving his country in the National Guard. But lying about it is the biggest disgrace. Oh, and by the way, I tuned in for some of the news coverage after this. I didn't watch the speech last night, obviously, but I turned in a little bit for news coverage. And before that, and on the Jesse Waters show, they had his man on the street guy. I can't remember his name. That cute guy who does all the funny bits talking to people on the microphone. And it's a big hit with the show. And he was actually interviewing Da Nang Dick Blumenthal from Connecticut, another phony stolen valor who claimed he was, in Vietnam, which again was a big fat crock. Anyway, Tim Walsh, you may have, if you haven't seen it, the video was out there all over social media where they showed Tim Walsh, the vice presidential candidate, aggressively yanking his son Gus by the arm on stage at the DNC the other night. It was on the same day he gave his speech. His son Gus, we played the soundbite for you the other day. His son Gus was pointed out by his father, and then son Gus was crying like crazy and saying, "I love you, Dad." And it was very touching. It was a very emotional moment. And they say here that his son Gus is 17 and reportedly has a nonverbal learning disorder and an anxiety disorder. The video shows Tim Walsh grabbing his son's arm and yanking him to the side to come with him. Some reaction is Tim Walsh doesn't look excited. He looks frustrated and annoyed. They can't spin this. His face looks more frustrated than normal. Oh, my goodness, that's abuse. Tim Walsh yanking his kid's arm at the DNC like this son's a dog. I feel sorry for the children of a pedophile protector, which he did in Minnesota. You just saw the real fake coach Tim Walsh for who he is, an absolutely disgusting and sorry excuse for a human being. Only God knows what he's like behind closed doors. That was not a kind pull. And then, if you see the video, the look on his wife's face says it all. The eyes, Chico. Also, I love this nickname, Jazz Hands.
Well, one thing that's going around Twitter is he was yanking him out of the way so he wouldn't hit the teleprompter.
Yeah, well, they've said this one here. On the other hand,
I'm not sure what.
I've got that excitement on this too. Hold on a second. People are saying he did this so it wouldn't hit the teleprompter. The teleprompter is way ahead of those people, and Gus was in no threat of hitting it. The only threat here is Tim Walsh. And they call him Jazz Hands, the guy who set up a snitch line for people to talk about their neighbors.
There's a meme. Years ago on Letterman, Chris Farley came in through the audience and cartwheeled all the way down the stairs. And that's how they're saying that's Tim Walsh coming in.
They call him Jazz Hands. I mean, he bounces around like a marionette on a puppet, like they can't control his arms. I mean,
he's a game show host.
Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on down, Johnny Olsen. Who's next? And they, it's contestant number 4. And I don't know, I was trying to do some lip reading. Apparently, Walsh called his son a worthless little crybaby. You want him out to any jack squat, live in a van down by the stinking river, and take your slutty mother with you. I think I was reading lips. I might have gotten a word or two wrong, but apparently this is not a nice man we're talking about here. It's freaking unbelievable. Just for the record. 444. Kim repeat and flounder.
I think we all should have sound of him giving that speech to his kid, too, but...
Oh, we do? I thought we had sound.
You're not going to be jack squat, and you're going to end up by a van down by the river.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, everybody kept waiting for Beyonce to show up. That was their new hidden secret musical guest was going to be Beyonce.
They're also saying they were just rumoring that so more people would show up.
Yeah.
And stay.
It was just more fake. I mean, more fake. This is what we're going to do. And it didn't happen. We're going to fix the economy. We're going to fix that border. It's all nonsense. I keep writing down these things when they say that we want a new path forward. Oh, and the other thing that killed me, this was hysterical. Their new slogan now, chanting everything, is, we're not going back. We're not going back. We want to go back. That's the new theme, is we better go back. We better go back to the last 4 years, not this 4 years. I mean, exactly what we need to do is go back to prosperity and decency. Oh, my Lord. I mean, these people are just freaking unbelievable. But apparently Beyonce may not have shown up because of somebody, was it Kennedy? Blasting her on the last night. I don't understand. Beyonce bailed on the DNC, maybe because she doesn't buy the cheap Hollywood rebrand from Kamala the Bully after the savage takedown of her Night to Forget. I don't know. Anyway, Beyonce didn't show, but it may be because they tried to use her and she didn't want any part of it. And I don't know whether she's got a boyfriend issue here or something. I don't know. But anyway, there was no Beyonce. Just more typical stuff. 446, Peach Tweets coming up next as I give you my word. And now let's see. 446, Carrot Feet and Flounders. Coming up.
Time for the Borts Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Hope you're not expecting a pithy commentary about the DEI convention in Chicago. Didn't watch it. Not any of it. Not a second of it. Instead, I've been busy rewriting the U.S. Criminal Code. Yeah, my criminal code, if I'm ever made a benevolent dictator and don't have to go through Congress. Here are some ideas. Force equal to force used by the perp cannot be deemed cruel and unusual punishment. If you do to them what they were trying to do to you, that's constitutional. Police would be allowed to use deadly force on a fleeing suspect. Bring back stop or I'll shoot. People will start stopping. Capital punishment. You will die the same way your victim died. If it was sexual violence, there's plenty of brothers in prison that'll take care of that for you. Shoplifting. This is brilliant. If you're convicted of shoplifting, go get a poor person from a shelter, let them enter your home and take whatever they wish. It's theirs. Bring back stop and frisk. If the police have reasonable cause to believe you're carrying a gun, they should be able to stop you on the street and frisk you. And somehow we need to get back to having to have a license to carry a concealed weapon. You run from the cops in a car, mandatory 5 years in jail. No exceptions, no I'm sorry, no excuses. Road rage. You brake check somebody, maybe even if you just flip them off. If you're caught, you forfeit your car. And you still have to make those ridiculous car payments. I'm sure I'll come up with some other ideas. Judge Dredd, XTRA 106.3.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Puck event, supporting Special Olympics Georgia athletes, and we need your help. Adopt a cute rubber duck today for just $10, and all proceeds will help provide everything from meals to housing for our Georgia athletes at the state games. Hurry, only a few weeks left. So adopt your duck today at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Organizations like Georgia Tech.
Jay, why don't you tell us about the Fanning Center named after Southern Company CEO Tom Fanning.
It's an over $85 million project, fully funded by our donors and supporters of Georgia Tech Athletics. Certainly would be remiss without thanking Tom and all his generosity that made that building possible. It'll feature everything from a dedicated sports science center, which will make us best in class in motion capture, injury prevention, injury recovery. There's a huge focus on strength and conditioning and integration with sports technology. There's also space for sports medicine, recovery, mental health, which is a big focus for us in taking care of our student athletes, and then a big footprint for our football program, from offices to team spaces, meeting rooms, etc. That'll be best in class.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit GeorgiaPower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia. Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Borts, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
Da-da-da-da. Huge hit here. 1969 with the Stones. Hey, 69 Stones start a 4-week run at number 1 with Honky Tonk Woman. Women, actually, Honky Tonk Women. Their 5th number 1 American number 1 hit. Song written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. And they were inspired by Brazilian gauchos at the ranch where they were staying in São Paulo, Brazil. Honky Tonk Women. Okay, here we go. Monster hit for the boys. Birthday list includes Shelley Long, Diane Chambers on Cheers, and Ed O'Neill's ex-wife Dee Dee on Modern Family. Shelley Long is 75 years old, and she did that Girl Scouts movie in Beverly Hills or something, but she wanted to be a big movie star, left Cheers, and what a shame. I mean, she was perfect in that role. That was that cast, anyway, whatever. But people make decisions. I got to open my phone here because I got a double history thing I looked up here special because I thought this was kind of cool. Okay, all right, I got to get Froggy, here we go. On this day, I'm almost ready, swear to God, 1947. President Harry Truman's daughter, Margaret, gave her first public singing performance at the Hollywood Bowl in 1947. The audience of 15,000 would read the following review the next day. Quote, this is from music critic of the Washington Post, Paul Hume, reviewing Margaret Truman's singing performance at Constitution Hall. Miss Truman is a unique American phenomenon with a pleasant voice of little size and fair quality. She cannot sing very well, is flat a good deal of the time, more last night than at any time we have heard her in past years, has not improved in the years we have heard her, and still cannot sing with anything approaching professional finish. Well, this was the response from President of the United States, postmarked White House, Washington, D.C. Mr. Hume, I've just read your lousy review of Margaret's concert. I've come to the conclusion that you are an 8-ulcer man on 4-ulcer pay. It seems to me that you are a frustrated old man who wishes he could have been successful when you write such poppycock as was in the back section of the paper you worked for. It shows conclusively that you're off the beam and at least 4 of your ulcers are at work. Someday I hope to meet you. When that happens, you'll need a new nose, a lot of beefsteak for your black eyes, and perhaps a supporter below. Pegler, a gutter snipe is a gentleman alongside you. I hope you'll accept that statement as a worse insult than a reflection on your ancestry. HST. Harry Truman. The letter was sent by President Truman to Mr. Hume. The original letter was in his possession, not the president's, and consequently didn't come to the library to be posted for the official library as part of the presidential papers. This guy Hume kept the letter, then sold it a few years later for $35 $500, and it was in the private hands of an estate. Malcolm Forbes had it, hung in the family's New York corporate art galleries, and then the estate purchased it in 1983. Somebody unnamed for a whole bunch of money. The copy of the letter hung in the office of Bill Clinton. In 2002, that letter was purchased by Harlan Crow Library, a private library in Texas, the estate of Harlan Crow, a real estate businessman. So anyway, that was Harry Truman responding to the critic of his daughter Margaret's performance. 4:55. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and as promised, we got Pete, we got Flounder, we got well, we can do that for. Let's do either Flounder's funnies or Pete's tweets. There we go. I took a little longer than usual. No, it's did I have the wrong? Didn't I put this one up?
I wasn't looking.
Oh, well, it didn't matter which side I put up then. Anyway, it's Pete's tweets.
Thomas Sowell tweets, ours may become the first civilization destroyed not by the power of our enemies, but by the ignorance of our teachers and the dangerous nonsense they are teaching our children. In an age of artificial intelligence, they are creating artificial stupidity.
This guy's pretty clever, and he's getting
great.
up there, too. He's not a young man.
Great.
Yeah.
The United Nations says, watch out for misinformation. Also, the UN, trans lesbians are lesbians.
Gee, we better watch out for misinformation then.
AOC has an interesting theory about the moon and the sun. According to the New York Congresswoman, the moon is actually more useful than the sun, since the moon gives us light at night when it's dark. The sun only gives us light during the day when it's already light out.
Okay.
House says when his wife starts singing in the house, he goes out and sits on the front porch. That way the neighbors don't think he's hitting her. He must be married to Margaret
Truman, yeah.
In 1719, prisoners in Paris were allowed to go free under the condition they married prostitutes and go with them to Louisiana. The newly married couples were chained together and taken to a port and put on a ship to New Orleans, which explains the behavior of 99% of all Cajuns.
Yeah, tell me about it.
In the 1950s in Australia, parents would allow their kids to play in sand pits. So who cares? Well, the pits were made up of asbestos. And thousands of kids died early because of mesothelioma.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's all houses had that. Growing up as a kid, every house had asbestos for years. I mean, up until the 60s or 70s. I mean, it was still prominent. Schools everywhere. I remember they had to be torn down and all that stuff. Absolutely.
You could see the magazine and newspaper ads telling what a great thing it was to put asbestos in everything.
Well, safe from fire stuff, but again, the danger was much worse.
Okay, what's a pirate's favorite letter?
I.
R.
Well, you think it would be I.
I or R. Flounder? R.
But it be the C.
Be the C. Oh, the C. The pirate on the sea. Oh, hey.
And there's Pete's tweets for you.
4:57. Flounder, do we have a little kind of a cowabunga?
Whoops, I meant to hit this one.
Well, here we go. Here we go. A little punch, a little Flounder funny. Right.
And before I did this job, I used to be a school teacher, right? And are there any teachers in here? A whole bunch? What do you teach, honey?
Junior high.
Junior high, what class? Food and nutrition. Do you say science too?
Yeah.
That's all PE. Don't laugh. Everybody in here is PE teacher look just like me. Well, the woman ones did. That's true if we're honest with each other, and I feel like we are. Come on, let's open up a little bit. You said science? Do you believe in science?
Oh, yeah.
It ain't real. It's stupid. You don't believe it, really. We're all adults. We can be honest. Like, do you really believe in it? You think it's real? You love chemistry? That ain't real. They just make that stuff up. Every generation's thought they had science figured out. Nobody did. You used to get a cold and they'd bleed you. Oh, he's the smartest guy in our village. I always felt like I was falling behind in science class when I was a kid, and I figured out why. It's because science teachers, they speed through everything so you don't have the time to ask any questions, and by the time they get done, they just give you a D, and you're like, all right, I'm cool with that. I go to 7th grade. That's the game. I remember when I was a kid, they never let me ask any questions. The teacher would be like, all right, boys and girls, everybody open up your books, page 52. All right, kids, look at the diagram. Check this out. A long, long time ago, all of us in here used to be monkeys, right? Then we turned into this Chewbacca circus carnival freak show looking thing. But now we're all people. Next chapter, move on. No questions. Well, guess what? I had questions. How come monkeys are the only animals that were ever allowed to turn into people?
Coming up on 5 o'clock, Holy Crap at Sports standing by 2 and more Flounders funnies. Give her Pete and Flounder on the Let It Rip Friday. Look out.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
He won't be a spoiler. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says in battleground states where that might have happened, he's pulling his name off the November ballot, suspending his independent run for president, and throwing support to former President Trump. Fox Business's Grady Trimble in Phoenix.
The Trump campaign is teasing a special guest who will be here this evening, widely believed to be Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after he'd made the announcement that he's dropping out of the race and endorsing former President Trump. Kennedy says he is staying on the ballot in many states and voters there will still be able to vote for him, but he's pulling himself from the ballots in 10 key battleground states, and those likely will be the states that decide this presidency.
During today's announcement, Kennedy accused Democrats, his former party, of unfair and dishonest tactics, including legal challenges to his ballot access. A written statement from the Democratic National Committee says good riddance, accusing Kennedy of running a spoiler campaign for Trump from the beginning. A Memphis area man is indicted over threats he's accused of making on social media against President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former President Obama.
According to this indictment, he made threats to crash the plane of President Biden, meaning Air Force One, and also made threats to assassinate former President Barack Obama and current Vice President Kamala Harris.
Fox's David Spunt, 37-year-old Kyle Hall is in custody, charged with multiple counts. 5 Secret Service agents are no longer in the field, moved to administrative duties as part of the ongoing probe of security failures in the Trump assassination attempt. Federal prosecutors recommending 40 years in prison for a former Memphis police officer, the second one to plead guilty to federal civil rights violations in the traffic stop beating death of Tyree Nichols last year. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, if you're in the market for a rifle, a shotgun, or a revolver, you definitely want to go with the best in the business. And as far as I'm concerned, that's only one place, Henry Repeating Arms. You're going to be amazed by the quality craftsmanship, the buttery smooth action. It makes them a pleasure to shoot. Every one of my Henrys accurate right out of the box. They've all been reliable ever since. Now, the best way to learn about Henry's 200 models, just go to their website. It's one word, henryusa.com. You'll get a free catalog. They'll send you free decals, a list of dealers where you are, and they have a great newsletter as well. And they showcase their made-in-America firearms. Now, Henry's are backed by a lifetime warranty, 100% satisfaction. Made in America, not made at all. That simple. And if you have questions, you can call their award-winning customer service department. Speak with an expert that will help you. Make sure you go to henryusa.com, get your free catalog, free decals, a list of dealers where you are. henryusa.com, a great American company.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of flank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Stand by. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder on a beautiful Friday afternoon. The Braves are in town, right? I forgot who we're playing tonight. With a 3-game series, I'm guessing?
Washington.
Okay. And by the way, did I see Bryce Harper has been striking out a lot lately again? Things are kind of interesting.
Yeah, Phillies haven't been playing well last few weeks.
Yeah, yeah. And we're still in third place for the wild card and like 6 back from something like that. Anyway, Holy Crap of Sports coming up with Pete Davis. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, a lot of politics stuff, and also coming up shortly, we'll have a little blast from the past with Oprah showing what a hypocrite she is, but also, where do you suppose would be the worst place to find a snake in your house? Yeah, come home. 504, Kim Repeat Flounder, 447-441-1230. Let's see, Carmela's side piece, we got stuff like that. In fact, Carmela, she may not go down in history, but by God, she will. Well, I don't know, maybe that not be true at all. In fact, Flounder, let's do this. Let's start off telling you, again, I didn't watch the speech. I didn't watch a minute's worth of her speech last night, and everybody knew what she was going to be saying and so forth. That tried to talk about her past and her family, so with no policies, nothing else. But she did. These people are so filled with hate. Their campaign is to attack Donald Trump. Let's play cut number 5, Flounder. This is the kind of thing that they're doing, lie after lie after lie. Number 5.
Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution.
No, it didn't. It's just, they're all lies. Everything she said is...
Imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails. And how he would use the immense powers of the presidency of the United States.
Yeah. Donald Trump, again, is going to take a machine gun and hijack an F-16A fighter jet and start bombing and strafing it. I mean, what is she talking about? She's talking about us. She's not talking about Trump. This is very important to realize. She's talking about people who support a conservative view of this nation are dangerous. She's not talking about Donald Trump by himself is going to go round up all of his enemies and put them in jail. That's one-handed, single-handedly. Donald Trump's going to do that. She's saying that you are going to go do that. She's saying that about us. She's saying that about you and your husband and your wife and your children and your grandparents and your family and your freaking neighbors. She's saying that's what you're going to do if he wins. Really? Serious? I'll tell you what, Carmela, you freaking lying little basement bimbo. Come and say that to my freaking face. Those are fighting words, baby. I mean, this is just disgraceful and disgusting. And it never ends. It just never ends. And there is some good.
And they think we're not going to oppose. If they win, they think we're going to just go along with whatever they come up with. Please, if they want to shut down a country, we're the ones that are actually working. We're the ones with the money. We're the ones with the gun. We can shut this baby down overnight.
Yeah. That's a good point. And they've never seen anything like. They think they pulled off stuff back of the George Floyd protests and all that.
They resisted.
Yeah. Oh, please. I just have a feeling, though, that it's going to be, I don't know. Every time I start feeling optimistic about things and I hear, groups of black people saying, well, I'm not going to vote for her just because she's black, stuff like that.
The only way they win is if they cheat on a massive scale. And if the Republicans sit there and let them do it again, that's the only way they win, is they got to, because every time you talk to anybody out there in the cities from Chicago to L.A. to San Francisco to Atlanta, almost everyone you talk to says, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah. Including Don Lemon did certain man on the street surveys. I mean, in black communities, and so I mean that's why I'm hopeful. But who knows? A couple of quick things that I'm hopeful about the race in effect also is because Donald Trump and Governor Kemp are apparently making up and going to work together, and everything's going to be fine, hopefully. Brian Kemp was on last night saying that he said, we got to win. We got to from the top of the ticket on down. I've been saying fortunately consistently for a long time, we cannot afford another 4 years of Biden and Carmella. And I think Carmella and Tim Walz would be even worse. So we need to send Donald Trump back to the White House. This is Governor Kemp speaking. We need to retake the Senate. We need to hold the House. We need to hold our legislative majorities that we have in the great state of Georgia. It takes hard work, and that's what we're doing. We need to send Donald Trump back to the White House. No kidding. And it's the best way to do it. And by the way, RFK Jr., if you didn't, we had him live on earlier today. RFK Jr. made it very clear. Again, this is a Kennedy Democrat. Okay, how about 2 Kennedy assassinations in his immediate family? We're talking about the Kennedys of Massachusetts and of America. And he was on TV today, this afternoon, saying what a disgrace the Democrat Party has become. It's a sham. It's just not the way the Democrat Party used to be. And he pledged this. I thought this was perfect. He pledged that he and Donald Trump got together. In fact, he got together like the day after Donald Trump was shot in the face. Which, hey, by the way, how come everybody's forgotten that? Anyway, and by the Secret Service updates, but still, it's like it never happened.
If there's any other indication, this is not your daddy's or your grandmama's Democratic Party.
Yeah.
They just kicked out a Kennedy.
Yeah, right. And they tried to keep him off the ballot.
Yeah.
They did everything they could. This is the Democrat Party. Keep a Democrat off the ballot.
For a Biden.
Yeah.
For a Biden.
Right. And then they kept him off the ballot. They performed 3 coups. Seriously. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Said today, he made the point was this. He said, Donald Trump and he met with him several times. He had conversations, talked about helping the party and helping the administration if Donald Trump goes back to office. And Kennedy said, I made a pledge to him. I told him that when you and I disagree about things, I'm going to keep disagreeing. It might be even extremely violently, verbally disagreements. But you and I agree on so many things that are best for this country that we will work together for the things that we need to do for what's best for America, which ought to be the entire platform of the Republican Party. You need to work for the outcome that we need in this country. And so he said, I pledge to you that where we disagree, we're going to keep disagreeing. I'm not going to back down on anything, but we've got to work together. And I don't know what effect this will have. Who knows? I think a lot of his Kennedy supporters will probably not vote, but I think a lot of them will go with what he says. He is supporting Donald Trump for the betterment of the country. And by the way, Flounder, let's play. We got sports coming in a second. Let's play cut number 2. This was just hysterical. Rachel Madcow was on MSNBC, and again, listen carefully to her words talking about the speech last night by Vice President Cleopatra. Cut number 2, sir, if you would.
All right, you will remember where you were when you heard this speech tonight from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, really introducing herself to the nation, speaking as much to Republicans and independents as she was to the Democrats who were nominating her tonight, asking Americans to remember how great their country is and to fight for its values. You're going to remember where you were on this night. This is an inflection point in history.
You're going to remember.
Our coverage continues after this.
Where you were from that speech?
Nobody remembers it today. I don't. 2 days after it happened.
I think I was in the living room working on my history and birthday list. And by the way, we got 5 seconds here, Flounder. Let's play cut number 1. Jen Psaki, the former White House press liar, now an MSNBC liar. Here's what she said about the charismatic vice president side piece.
This magical, charismatic quality in person. So do a lot of politicians. People say that about Hillary Clinton. Also true.
Hillary Clinton. Oh, my God. Of course. The charismatic. Yeah, when Carmella loses, they're going to blame sexism. Carmella and Hillary not affected by sexism. They objectively suck. Jen Psaki, maybe Donald Trump will go away. Maybe he'll go to jail. Maybe he'll die. That was her a little while ago. Never heard Hillary referred to as likable. Certainly not by Bill. Anyway, Kim Repeat and Flounder, 514 on 106.3. Happy freaking Friday. Look out.
Atlanta radio legends, proud military vets, national network experts are all on XTRA 106.3.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
With live and local shows in the morning and afternoon, and the biggest conservative hosts in the country throughout the day, we are always here with the latest news and opinions you need.
There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
No traffic interruptions, no former shock jocks, just Atlanta legends you've turned to for a generation. The conservative voice of Atlanta. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on XTRA 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Tune into your new favorite show that's redefining the A to Z's of marketing, the Marketing Mad Men. We'll take you behind the scenes of successful campaigns and reveal the strategies that win. We're not just talking about marketing, we're making it happen. From viral content creation to leveraging AI for customer engagement, our experts bring you to the cutting edge of industry. This is your playbook for market dominance. Tune in and transform your approach with actionable tips that could skyrocket your ROI. The Marketing Mad Men every Saturday at 4 p.m. right here on XTRA 106.3.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's a lot of things you can try. You know, tough it out, bite the bullet, grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people, Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time. It helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try Relief Factor instead. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and XTRA 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Look who just showed up wearing a Hank Aaron shirt. The Rhino. Anyway, 5:18. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Luxury Jewelry and Watches at Lee Brandt Jewelers. They're affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrant.com. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
First pitch on the way to him. He swings and drives one down the left field line, heading to the corner, and that's going to bounce in fair, and that's going to hop over the wall.
That's Ben Inger on 680 The Fan. Is Gio Urshela continuing to pay dividends? A 2-run double last night, basically.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty cool there. Braves take the rubber game last night in Truist Park, 3-2 over Philly to move within 6 games of the National League East Division leaders. Spencer Schwellenbach improves to 5-6 with another stellar performance on the mound. 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, and just 1 walk.
Wow.
He has been amazing coming up from Double-A. Raciel Iglesias, his 28th save by striking out the side. He's been just about perfect for a month now. In fact, just the 3rd pitcher in history to make at least 10 consecutive perfect appearances of at least 1 inning each, and the first to do so in 10 years.
Wow.
That's how good he's been.
Yeah.
Adam Duvall, a solo homer. He had 3 hits on the night. Bravo's a game and a half ahead of the Mets for the final wild card spot. The 7-4 Mackenzie Gore, a lefty for Washington tonight in Truist against the 14-3 Chris Sale and the first of 3 with the Nats. D.C. currently in 4th place in the East, 10.5 games behind Atlanta. Jorge Soler batting second in right field, Laureano in left, Murphy behind the plate. And get there early. The parade of alumni Braves players and coaches begins at 6 p.m. at the Battery. So as soon as you walk out, get your little camera ready because they'll be coming right by outside the door. Scott, your service time is up. Seattle, in desperate need of a spark with their season slipping away, has fired longtime manager Scott Service yesterday. Dan Wilson, the former Mariners catcher who had been serving as a coordinator in the organization's minor league system, has replaced Service. Decision made in the wake of a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Dodgers and gave the Mariners 8 losses in 9 games. Seattle once held a 10-game lead in the AL West. June 18th. They've since been 20-33, falling 5 games behind Houston with only 34 games left, and the Astros got off to a horrendous start, by the way. The M's also fired their hitting coach. They can pitch, but they just can't hit a lick. J. Littleton Ballpark in Ontario, California is burned down, including the field and buildings. Now, you've seen J. Littleton Ballpark. If you ever saw the film A League of Their Own, that's where the ladies play.
Oh, no, there's no crying in baseball.
No, not at all. But here's something that's never before happened, and it's going to happen on Monday. Never happened in the history of Major League Baseball. On Monday, Danny Jansen will substitute in for Reese McGuire at catcher, who's not on the current roster for the Red Sox for the resumption of the June 26th game with the Blue Jays, meaning that Danny Jansen will not only become the first player to play for both teams in the same game in Major League history, he will catch the at-bat that he himself started and must be pinch hit for.
Is that unbelievable or what?
That's just, he would be at-bat.
You couldn't make that up. You couldn't design it. You couldn't think of it to try to do it if you thought. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's a movie. That's a movie scene that he could come in and do that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
College football is here, or will be in about 24 hours, as Georgia Tech takes on FSU in Dublin, Ireland tomorrow. And you can listen to the game on sister station 680 The Fan. And I wonder if the Irish government will allow the few native Irishmen left who haven't been incarcerated to attend the game. ESPN Analytics is giving number 10 Florida State a 79.7% chance to win the game. In fact, Nick Saban says Florida State's the best team in football right now. So we'll see.
Oh, boy.
Also tomorrow, you got Montana State at New Mexico. Southern Methodist visits Nevada. And hopefully Delaware State got to Honolulu in time to play, since Hawaii, the Hornets missed their plane earlier this week at JFK. Now, I understand you can catch a ferry in San Francisco to get a ride there. Latest word is Delaware State getting safely to the 50th state, which is good because the University of Hawaii is giving the Hornets $180,000 American dollars to come play them. They pay FCS teams to come there.
Right.
Also, all the poi they can eat.
Well,
they want to fatten them up before they get there.
Poi.
By the way, those free Mai Tais they give you at the luau's, there's no rum in them, some bitches. There's just
well, that makes sense.
I'm just done. Former Gators and Gamecocks head coach Steve Spurrier has made his prediction on who will win the Southeastern Conference this season. Who do you think Steve Spurrier?
The Southwestern Conference?
There's no such thing as a Southwestern Conference. It hasn't been for 30, 40 years. There's the Southeastern Conference.
Southeastern. Well, that's got to be us, right? I mean,
Us? Who's us?
Oh, well, I don't know. Who you pick it? I don't know.
Who do you think we are in the Southeastern Conference?
I don't know.
I didn't know we had a team.
Clemson.
Clemson's in the ACC.
Oh, that's right. Well, Vanderbilt.
Stan Musial is in the National League.
Well, it changed from the American.
Oh, my God. Steve Spurrier says Bama's going to win it this year.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, rookie Crimson Tide head coach Kalen DeBoer says, I did not steal Miami of Ohio's place kicker, as I was accused of doing yesterday.
Yes, you did.
I did not. Yes, you did. PFF College tweets their annual SEC quarterback rankings. Number 1 is Carson Beck of Georgia, Quinn Ewers of Texas, number 2, and Jackson Dart of Ole Miss, 3rd. Lenore Sellers of South Carolina brings up the rear at number 16. Let's see. 24/7 Sports tweets their top 20 list of the most talented college football teams. They have Alabama number 1 with UGA number 2. Those are the only 2 schools with a rating over 1,000. Ohio State is 3rd, followed by the Longhorns, Clemson at number 5. Then Oregon, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, LSU, and Notre Dame rounds out the top 10. Florida is 12th in rankings of teams with the most talent. Florida State 13th. Miami 14th, Tennessee 17th, Auburn 18th, Missouri at 19, and Ole Miss rounds out the top 20. So with college football about to kick off, now is a good time to try and keep all things in perspective. For too many Saturdays in my life, I've had my weekend, if not my entire week, destroyed by what happens in a stupid game I have absolutely no control over, all right? Why do we get so wrapped up in college football? Well, Dan White sums it all up with this tweet from last season. Dan wrote this. The 19-year-olds who attend my favorite university did not score enough touchdowns today, so I'm in the basement, drinking until I fall asleep. My wife is crying, begging me to come upstairs and watch a Muppet Christmas Carol with the kids. I don't care if I die tonight, I whisper. That is college football.
Drink until I fall asleep.
I don't care if I die tonight. Anyway, and a not funny story about college football, former Austin Peay, go Peay, assistant football coach Patrick Kugler, one of 6 people arrested in Clarksville, Tennessee on human trafficking charges.
Oh, my God.
Kugler charged with 1 count of trafficking for sexual servitude. The coach abruptly resigned last Sunday. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says the focus of the operation was to identify individuals seeking to engage in commercial sex acts with minors. So they placed decoy ads on websites to attract the pedophiles, and it seems to have worked.
Jeez.
Okay, and he's around young people all day. Probably doing now, innocent until proven guilty, but still. In good news, Arkansas State has their own beer. It's called Howlin' Red Wolves Pilsner, the light lager made with rice grown in Jonesboro, Arkansas. A lot of people don't know they grow rice over there, but as a kid, we used to drive from Memphis to Little Rock 2 or 3 times a year, and it's rice fields as far as you can see. Just amazing.
Never knew that.
It's like you're driving through Southeast Asia or something. I don't recommend you to drive.
No, I wouldn't want to go for the no. You don't. Once you get in, no, you don't. No. Sorry.
You don't want to break down.
No, you don't want
around
to.
Forest City.
No, you come the oxen. You just leave me. Keep moving.
BC. Falcons finished their preseason tonight in the Benz against Jacksonville. You can watch the game on Fox 5. Manchurian candidate Tim Walz gives 1 speech using football metaphors, and suddenly the Democrat Party has become the party of the NFL. That's what Joe Scarborough of MSNBC and Pablo Torres of ESPN are crowing now that America's assistant coach fired for being a criminal drunk. Walz has used football talk in his speeches. Funny how ESPN only allows their on-air personalities to talk about politics when it's a liberal cause. They ran Sage Steele out of Bristol for being a conservative. They're doing the exact same thing that Pablo Torres is
doing. In fact, last night and all during the speeches now, they're identifying Walz as coach. They don't say, and now our famous veteran of war hero guy, they say, and now Coach Walz, because they're sticking on the coach. And he got fired for being a drunk as an assistant coach. He didn't take anybody to the state championships, by the way.
No. Hideki Matsuyama withdrew from the BMW Championship, has a lower back injury today. One day after he shot an opening round 5 under 67, he's 1 shot off the lead, but had to pull out. The 32-year-old Matsuyama won last week in Memphis. He was on a hot streak, but when the back gives out, the back gives out.
Better.
Louisville police officer Javar Downs has been arrested. Javar was one of the cops who took down notorious criminal Scotty Scheffler last May during the PGA Championship. Downs accused of pocketing money he seized from a suspect during a traffic stop early Wednesday morning. Downs allegedly took an envelope with $4,000 in it from the man, but the man claims the envelope had $10,000 in it when the policeman took it from him. Hey, there's always a handling fee. Come on.
That's right.
Please. Soccer player Lynn Williams won a gold medal with the U.S. women's team at the Olympics, and she's already broken it. While dancing around with it during a celebration, the ribbon broke and it fell to the ground and got a big old dent in it. Lynn now calls it the world's most expensive coaster. And by the way, they used to be in early 1900s 100% gold.
Yeah.
How much percentage gold is it now?
Well, I remember reading a story not long ago during the Olympics, and it said how cheap they are. The paint's coming off, and they're made of mostly plastic or something. There's very little gold in there, if at all. Maybe some plating or something, but it's not much. They were complaining about the quality of them.
How much percentage, though, is it gold?
Of real gold, probably 1%.
1%.
Really? Yeah.
1%.
And that's cheap, and the painting and everything is horrible. It's too bad.
The Onion is breaking a story about one of our Olympians. Sad news here, Kim, especially for a horse lover like yourself.
Oh, no.
Sending waves of shock and outrage throughout the sporting world, U.S. gymnast Steven Nadaroshic is under fire after a newly surfaced video showed the Olympic athlete whipping a pommel horse. That poor pommel horse, it was just standing there cowering as he struck it again and again, said American gymnast Asher Hong, condemning what he called the cruel behavior, which captured Stephen repeatedly beating the pommel horse and led USA Gymnastics to suspend the 25-year-old bronze medalist from competition for the next 6 months. You could tell it was traumatized, completely frozen. Even if he was just trying to train it, there's absolutely no excuse for that kind of behavior. At the very least, you should consider making a sizable donation to a farm for retired pommel horses. Olympic officials have launched an investigation after a pommel horse was found oozing foam. I know. And by the way, 1963, on this date, August 23rd, Warren Spahn set the National League record by making his 601st career start, going past Grover Alexander, Old Pete, while pitching a complete game against the Dodgers for the 343rd win of his career. This after spending most of the day in Hollywood filming what would be his first and last performance as an actor on a popular World War II TV series. What series was that?
Combat.
Lounge Suite.
Combat. I'll be damned with Vic Morrow.
Combat.
I never missed that show. Loved that show.
I love Rat Patrol, but Combat was
that
good.
too. Combat was number one,
Spahn was an uncredited role. He played a German patrolman.
Oh, my God. Are you serious? Oh, my. Vic Morrow, Sergeant Saunders. Oh, my God. And by the way, speaking of baseball, I know I'm late in the break here, Flounder. Don't kill me. 1982, speaking of pitchers, Gaylord Perry, 1982, got thrown out of a game because they caught him doing a spitball. For the record.
Hey, this was the day that Tommy Lasorda got Youppi, the Expos mascot, thrown out of the game because he kept dancing on top of the Dodgers dugout in
You're out of here. I love it. Excellent. 5:32, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. So much more coming up here on 106.3. Happy Friday. Look at that.
Atlanta radio legends collide on XTRA 106.3. The legend Neil Borts is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Borts joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Greg McNiff, operational leader at the Atlanta Police Foundation. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. There's nothing better than the scent of fresh cut grass enjoyed from the captain's chair of a Toro Titan zero-turn mower. It's true. In fact, visit Howard Brothers Power Equipment today and simply sit in the comfortable seat of your next Toro lawn mower. You'll be imagining the smells and dreaming about the possibilities of your property. A property that looks like a pro maintains it. Visit Howard Brothers today for your time-saving Toro zero-turn mower. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Toro and Howard Brothers.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Diamonds Direct Atlanta is now open. The nation's fastest growing jewelry store now is a location right here in Buckhead. Shopping for the perfect ring to pop the question? Or maybe an everyday diamond tennis bracelet? The experts at Diamonds Direct are sure to have exactly what you're looking for, no matter the occasion. With the lowest direct importer pricing, you can expect the best selection of certified diamonds at unmatched prices, all within a luxury showroom atmosphere that makes you feel right at home. Come see what other jewelers are trying to replicate. Diamonds Direct's unbeatable after-the-sale guarantees and warranties are the best you can find. Free cleanings, sizing, polishing, accent diamond replacement for the lifetime of your purchase. If that's not enough, they also offer a 110% upgrade policy for you to use as often as you'd like on your diamond engagement ring, pendant, or studs. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, come see how Diamonds Direct is reinvigorating the jewelry industry at their brand new Buckhead showroom. When you want to have complete confidence in your jewelry buying experience, shop with the experts at Diamonds Direct. Now open on the corner of Maple Drive Northeast and Peachtree.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
What's up, Atlanta? It's Ben Burnett, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show. Each and every weekend, right here on XTRA 106.3, we unpack all the week's events. We talk about all the issues with a local Atlanta-based flavor. You can catch me each and every weekend, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at noon. If you ever miss an episode, you can go to the podcast park or wherever you download all of your content, and I'll be right there. Thanks for listening to the Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Butler Snow.
Election coverage is more than polls and numbers. It's about what matters in your life and your community. And Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station cares about your community, your voice, and most importantly, your vote. So keep it all here for the latest and download the XTRA 106.3 app and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
I saw something the other day when he was younger. I don't know if he was on Magnum PI, whatever, but he was trying to get in one of those. Was it a Ferrari or Lamborghini that Tom Selleck drove in?
Oh, Ferrari.
a Ferrari. Yeah. And Johnny Cash showed how you get into it. He laid down on his back and crawled in feet first into the driver's side of it to get into it.
Yeah, you get the lower part first, or you won't make it. A sports birthday here, Pete. Jeremy Lin is 36. The Asian-American basketball player came out of nowhere, became a huge NBA star for a short while, plays in Taiwan now, and it says he can totally dunk on his mom. So I don't know what that is. Jeremy Lin is 36. And another sport, Sonny Jurgensen. Throwing those red-haired ginger, throwing those ducks up in the air. Sonny Jurgensen, 90 years old, Hall of Famer.
Okay, at the Broncos beating the Falcons Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we're down there waiting to talk to one of the Broncos players, and I look up, and standing next to me is Sonny Jurgensen, who was one of my dad's idols.
Man.
He loved Sonny Jurgensen, and I called Dad. I go, "You're not going to believe what I just talked to." Sonny Jurgensen.
Was that before cell phone? Take a picture, selfies and stuff?
See, 99, I didn't have a cell phone there, I don't think. No, I had to call him from the hotel.
Oh, man, cool. 5:39, a lot of new stuff coming in. Oh, by the way, just in, the Babylon Bee has now figured out that Jennifer Lopez is now just one away on her divorce punch card from getting a free husband. So that's kind of a...
Who would be stupid enough to marry that person?
Well, again, and now she's coming out with, you know what, he neglected her and he didn't do that. I said, my God, they were married for 2 years, and it started on their honeymoon when she thought he was snotty because he didn't like all the attention from the paparazzi. I mean, come on.
And there's no prenup, supposedly, because this could get ugly.
Well, the last I heard, there's no prenup, but they both have said in writing, I don't want alimony from him, and he doesn't want alimony from her or any, so they're going to keep their own stuff. The problem is, since they were together, everything is community property of the money they made during the time in California that they were together. So when she did a movie and it makes $50 million, and he did a movie and it makes $20 million, they've got to put that in a pot and split it evenly.
I bet she's got more money than he does.
She does. She has way more money than he does, yeah. And again, but anything they've made since they were together, they have to split. And they've both said we don't want to have it. Anyway, good Lord. 5:40. Let's play cut number 7 here, Flounder. And then I'm going to tell you about the snake story. This is pretty funny. Donald Trump was being interviewed on Fox last night, but they had to cut him off. And Greg Gutfeld, going into his show, got kind of nervous about it. Anyway, this cut number 7, what happened kind of funny last night on
Hey,
Fox.
Donald, you have my number. Call me. I hope he's not mad at me.
They had to cut him off. And he
pay you a lot more money.
And he called.
Hey, Mr. President, I'm live now. Say hello to my audience. So don't say anything that'll get you in trouble. All right.
I don't mind. At this point, what difference does it make? We're doing well. We're leading in the polls.
All right, Mr. President.
8 points down.
Yeah.
And they said he has to get out, and they basically staged a coup.
Yeah.
And let's all see how it happens. But I think we're doing very well.
All right.
We're going to do very well.
All right, Mr. P. I gotta go. I see ya. Bye-bye.
Anyway, it was pretty cool. I mean, they had to cut him off because they're going to a break, and then he's got his cell phone, so he called him, and he did call him, which I think is pretty amazing. Let's do this. Oprah, the other day, cut number 3 here, Flounder. The other day, Oprah Winfrey, who talked about being her news guy the other day, Oprah Winfrey just blasted Donald Trump, called him names, made fun of him, called him a danger to society, just like all the rest of the Democrats are doing. Well, let's go back a few years, and here's cut number 3 when Oprah Winfrey had a totally different opinion of Donald Trump in New York.
You know, various celebrities in New York, because it was the opening concert in New York, and there were all kinds of celebrities, very, very famous people coming in to be seated, and that when you were seated, you got the loudest applause. People stood up and roared and cheered when you walked in. Why is that? What is this fascination?
I don't know. Maybe I should be a rock star. By the way,
they thought you were going to moonwalk.
He was great. I have to say. No, I did get I don't know why. I really don't know why. I wish I could pinpoint it. I wish I could really tell you why. But I think I've done a good job in New York, and I've done a charitable job in a sense, and Trump Tower has become such a success, and it's as you and I were discussing, it's become the #1 attraction in New York, Trump Tower. And I think people recognize it. New York people are really proud of it, and people.
So you've sort of become like a folk hero. I mean, people. There's someone in this audience. I was reading the audience list. Some man who's a businessman. You can tell me who you are later. Who went to New York and just wanted to stand by your building, hoping some of the luck would run off.
Is that true? Is he in this audience?
He's in this audience.
We have to find him.
Yeah. And so how do you explain that, or is there an explanation?
I believe that you make your own luck to a large extent. Well, the word luck is a very important word. Very important. There's no more important word than luck, but you can help create or help make your own luck. I walk down the street a lot of times, and people will touch me, and they'll grab for me, and I used to really be insulted because I'm a private guy. I'd say, geez, that's horrible. Somebody punches you in the arm a little bit, and you're just walking down the street, and then ultimately I became in a sense honored by that, because people are really looking for something. Unfortunately, I don't think that has any effect. I don't think it works. I think you have to go out and really work hard and do well, and you have to have the ability.
Oh, well, at the end, she said, maybe you and I should run for office together, praising Donald Trump. But, of course, that doesn't count anymore. 5:44, and now I'm going to read this story. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is for the adults in the room. I'm not going to say anything dirty, but I'm going to say something that's absolutely hideous. Tamatalap Tanawangalangagang. I might have added a syllable in there. In Thailand, felt a sharp pain after he took a seat on the toilet. Oh. Turns out he was bitten on the testicles by a 12-foot python. Oh. So he beat the serpent to death with a toilet brush, leaving the bathroom splattered in blood. He said, I felt something biting my balls. It was painful. I put my hands in the toilet to see what the hell was wrong. I was shocked. I grabbed a snake. He wouldn't budge. I grabbed a toilet brush and began beating the thing in the head, prompting the snake to release its fangs. I quickly stood up and plucked it out. I felt pain, really bad pain. It was blood. I was shocked to find a python in the toilet. He posted it on social media with a dead, bloodthirsty serpent laying dead in the bathroom. He says, my testicles are safe now, though. I'm lucky it wasn't venomous. A cobra would have killed me. And by the way, a little while ago, a 10-foot python sunk its teeth into a guy's nukada while he was relieving himself in another province in Thailand. In January 2020, a snake chomped down on a mother's thigh as she sat on the pot. A python ate a guy while he was on the toilet in another province. I'm telling you, you can't. Wouldn't you automatically take a real good peek before you?
Who doesn't look in the toilet before they sit down? But I never want my name mentioned in the same sentence with the words fangs and testicles. Yeah.
5:46, carrot feed and flounder. We're not done yet either. Hold on. Don't go anywhere yet. 404-741-1230 if you want to.
It's a good name for a band. Fangs and testicles.
There you go. The testicle fangers.
The F and T's.
F and G's.
During the craziest election season we've ever experienced, you need a voice you can trust. Not headlines, not former shock jocks, but veterans, conservative leaders, and Atlanta talk radio legends.
This is the ballgame. This is for all the marble. This is like,
this is for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
Count on the conservative voice of Atlanta to bring you the biggest names in politics as this wild election season changes by the day. This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers. If you're wondering if you can afford to shop at Solomon Brothers, well, we've said for a long time, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. Well, what does that mean? It means that we have such a variety of price points, all the way from engagement rings starting at $500 all the way up to $500,000. The beauty of Solomon Brothers, the beauty of a family shop is we don't have to cater to any one need. We can cater to all needs. So if there's any financing help that somebody needs, if somebody wants a better deal for paying outright, any of these things we can accommodate. So there is nobody that cannot shop at Solomon Brothers. We are here for everybody, for anyone, any couples, doesn't matter. Shop at Solomon Brothers. we will find you at any price something nice. We have 3 locations, one in Buckhead, one in Alpharetta, and now one in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Also shop us online at SolomonBrothers.com or come check us out on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family and something that will last a long, long time. In other words, you're buying trust. For a limited time, you can celebrate amazing offers on the all-new Forester, Crosstrek, or Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event now through September 3rd. Plus, you can enjoy special financing on select new 2024 Outback models. And you'll love more than just your new Subaru. You'll love the dedicated staff at Subaru of Gwinnett with some of the best service specials in the area and a team you know you can trust. You'll ride with peace of mind knowing that Subaru of Gwinnett has your back. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you'll find that Subaru model you've always dreamed about at a price that makes that dream come true. But you'll need to get in by September 3rd to take advantage. We'll make it easy. Just start with a test drive. And before you know it, you'll be in the Subaru you love. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. Then stop by on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Election season is here, and regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, we can all experience the stress of uncertainty. Fear of the unknown can cause us to postpone important decisions that impact our lives, especially in retirement planning. Resist hesitation and contact Masterplan Retirement Consultants, a holistic retirement planning firm dedicated to creating a retirement plan to help with all of life's surprises. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life to see you to and through retirement. Don't leave your retirement up to chance. Create a plan for your retirement and pursue peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elderare Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonEldercareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Low on energy? Struggling with inflammation and poor digestion? Try Encapsulate 6 Mushroom Blend and get back in the game. Our blend is specially formulated to promote overall wellness and maximize health benefits using 6 powerful functional mushrooms. Our science-forward approach offers the most potent and bioavailable mushroom supplement on the market, backed by third-party testing to ensure safety and efficacy. Order online on Amazon or encapsulateusa.com today to start your journey to better living. Enter promo code 680 for $10 off.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is always streaming live across Georgia on the XTRA 106.3 app. Get the live stream and your favorite Extra podcasts anywhere you go. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
In the town where I was born. Oh, you tricked me. Oh, crap, you're right, I did. That's all right, but I got 3 Beatles things, actually. And then we'll do the Who. Okay, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. The final tour in America, Beatles went to Shea Stadium. Unlike previous performance, sold out. There were 11,000 empty seats. They earned more than the previous year, though, got almost $190,000 for their performance. That was 1966. In also same day, number 1 on the singles chart with Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby. The 11th number 1 for Paul McCartney came up with the name Eleanor from actress Eleanor Braun, who starred with the Beatles in the film Help. And also, one more thing in the Beatles. I found this out. I wrote this down myself in the Beatles thing here, if I can only find. Here we go. On this day, 1972, the Beatles released She Loves You in Britain. It goes to number 1 in mid-September, stays there a month, and then in November, it goes to number 1 again for 2 weeks. She Loves You is the best-selling Beatles song in the United Kingdom. And that may have been one of my favorites, too, by the way, for the record. Quick birthday. Oh, you want to do the other song, Keith Moon thing?
Always do Keith Moon.
Let's do 1967. That's a great story. We didn't want to miss it. 1967, wild birthday party. Keith Moon, the drummer of The Who, drove his Lincoln into the Holiday Inn swimming pool, ladies and gentlemen. The party got a little out of control. Police had to be called, put an end to the festivities. Keith Moon, ever keen to avoid the boys in blue, sneaked outside, got into his Lincoln Continental limousine, and tried to make a getaway. Unfortunately, in his drunken stupor, he released the handbrake and started rolling toward the pool. He simply said, screw it, sat back and waited, and sure enough, the car crashed through the fence around the pool and right into the water. It's just a great story. I'm sorry. It's just, I love it. My God. On this day in 2007, Brian May from Queen earned his doctorate in astrophysics from London's Imperial College. Pretty impressive. Let's see. 404-741-1230, almost out of time. Vice President Carmela's side piece, again, she may not go down in history, but she did in biology and algebra, but I don't even know, I'm not even sure what that means. By the way, this was a bizarre story on Kanye West, who's now going by the name Ye, I believe. He's picked a new name now. He's going to the Gungyang Stadium in Seoul, South Korea tonight. First show since last summer outside America. He now prefers to be called Ye, Y-E, and he's going to be on top of a giant sand dune, 40 truckloads of golden sand delivered per his request. Here's what Kanye West demands when he's doing a concert, and for this concert here, I'm going to see if I get the whole thing here. Let's see. A 5-star hotel including 24 rooms for him and his use. For himself and the wife Bianca, their hotel must be a Ritz, Four Seasons, or the luxury by Russian tycoon. The crew can be at a different hotel. It's got to be 5-star. The crew must all wear black. No phones, no alcohol, no tobacco, no drugs. He needs 4 private lockable rooms containing only black furniture. 2 couches, 2 chairs, and a festival table, all in black. No plastic bottles, no plates, no utensils. Black hand towels must be pre-washed. Another 10 large bath towels, also black, and a box of unscented baby wipes. Many artists like food backstage, and he insists on vegetarian fare, only a fruit platter. He has 24 bottles of water, 4 bottles of fruit juice, no booze. He wants 2 different iPhone chargers and specifies no bootleg Apple products. He's hoping to do a global tour, but in the wake of repeated controversies and continuing behavior, only a handful of dates have been booked because they don't want to put up with him. At one concert this spring, he sported a Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th mask and said, "I'm still crazy, bipolar, and anti-Semite, and I'm still the king."
Oh, we'd love to promote him.
Yeah, and then they cut off his live stream. He said that, and they chopped it off. No, you can't do that. I mean, my God.
He was living in the Benz for like a month, like $1 million a day or something like that.
And his wife shows up basically naked. She shows up with like string fabric stuff between various, it's unbelievable. While walking through airports, it's a scene everywhere you go. This guy is half freaking nuts. I don't know. Oh, my God. It's 5:57 already, boys. I can't even believe it. By the way, just for the record, these dirty, sneaking, rotten Democrats, during the Democratic National Convention, the Biden and Harris side piece campaign launched a new illegal migrant amnesty program where they will take 500,000 non-citizen spouses and make them citizens with their Keeping Families Together program. Unfortunately, it's illegal. They have no right to do it, but they've been doing it. And they're sneaking in people by the hundreds of thousands to make them citizens. There are some, you have to be here for a certain number of years, stuff like that. But still, they're going around the laws to try to get the illegals to be voting citizens. 500,000 right off the bat here. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. The next Pentagon official says they have non-human specimens of aliens hidden away from Roswell, New Mexico. They have alien beings.
They keep saying until they actually show the proof. I don't believe it.
Every once in a while it comes out, though. I know it's not right. Holy cow, 5:58 Flounder. We got one more Flounder's fun before we say adios for the old weekend.
You know what I hate about these corporate chains? You go in there, you're paying for a business. They make you do half the job now. I don't get it. I walk in, hey, let me get a turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato on rye with mayonnaise. The guy behind the counter is like, all right, turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato on rye. Yeah, and mayonnaise. Oh, the mayonnaise is it's right over there. Really? Why don't you go over there? Put it on the sandwich. You get it? I'm on this side of the register. Guy who orders the sandwich, guy who makes the sandwich. You get it? I'm sorry they fired the mayonnaise guy, but I'm not doing it. I just gave you 100% of the money to make 100% of the sandwich. This isn't like a relay race. You make half the sandwich, then you hand it off to me. I run over, I throw a pickle on it, frisbee it over to my mom. She sticks an olive with a toothpick in it. Do you recognize me? It's because I don't work here, all right? Just make the sandwich. I'm out. I gave you the money. I'm out. It's over. That's the end of my part. No, I asked the guy for a drink. He gave me a cup. I finally go, you know what? Let me just get this whole thing to go. And the guy's like, all right, the to-go lids, they're right over there. He just snapped the lid on top. I just wanted to grab this guy by his throat. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the guy making me do all this extra shit?
You got to love it. Boys, Pete, Davis, Flounder, have a great weekend. And Miss Victoria Veronica as well. And happy football season. It's only the Kimber. I got to go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah, Herb, look out. Have a good one, boys. Herb.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.